And yeah,
Hello,
I think we're
everyone.
live. Hello there. Hello, everyone.
Welcome. Oh, yeah, Twitch has just gone and is now showing us as live. That's good. Welcome to Doki Doki Literature Club. We've decided to start on this screen. There you go. Very, very importantly, because, well, essentially, we wanted to make absolutely clear that this game is not for the easily disturbed. It contains stuff, despite its cutesy appearances, contains some very sort of real stuff, shall we say.
That's totally reassuring. I thought this was a dating sim.
It can, yeah, I know, right? How strange is that? Yeah, it can go to some dark places. Let's put it that way. So if you don't feel like you'd be safe watching this, please don't,
Please,
or at the
yes.
very least,
Tune in at
or
a
at the very
different
least
time.
be at the very least be cautious.
Yeah.
And if you feel like if you want to watch and you want to be cautious about what you might see,
yeah, I think we're live. Hello
please follow this link that you can see on screen for content warnings about
Yes.
the game.
Look after
These
yourselves.
will contain some spoilers, but that's unavoidable with a game of this nature. On the other hand, Matty's going in pretty much blind, except for knowing that there's more than meets the eye with this game, and I have played it before, back in like 2018 or something. I think with that out of the way, shall we get into this cutesy, perfectly normal romance game?
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there's the first your
I'm
first
sorry,
choice.
Gary.
Your
I'm
first
not
choice to give
13 years
you're
of
only
age.
12.
I'm
You're not
actually
allowed.
12 and a half. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's
That's too
I've been
bad,
I've been
everyone.
I've
You'll have
just
to
doxed
come back
myself as
later.
well because I'm 12 and a half, but
All right.
for the
let's-
record,
let's-
I can agree to this legally. Yes. Good. Hmm. Hmm. Hang on. Can I make this full screen? Can I also turn down this the
You can.
just a little loud. Is that alright for you?
Yeah. I mean, I've got your stream on full volume. Hang on, I'll check the Twitch stream just to see how it is.
Like, I don't want it to be too quiet for everyone, but also it was quite loud for me.
It's fine.
Nice. Oh.
It's not too loud.
Oh, okay. Hang on. There we go. Is that now working? No, it's not.
No. Hang on. Okay, you need to go to OBS.
I can fix this. I can fix this.
You got to shrink it down in OBS.
Yeah, totally normal things.
He's just dragging it around. Oh.
Shush, listen. It's because going full screen changed the aspect, so there we go.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Right, good.
Cool. All right, and the Windows Shift arrow key works, so I can play it on my
You might
other
want
screen.
to turn text speed up just a tad. It's quite slow by default.
75?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, I have no reference. I am playing this blind.
Right. So I guess
terrifying.
if everything's good, hit return, and then we can, a new game.
That is a sound.
Enjoying making that noise by any chance?
I mean, who isn't, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
That's true.
Right. Every time it minimizes, it does. It does change it back to the default window, which is interesting.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oops.
But that's fine. New game. Please enter your name.
So, importantly, this is another thing that's worth. So, as you can tell from the way these characters are dressed, this is the classic high school romance anime visual novel setting.
Oh, good lord.
We are going to be throwing ourselves into the shoes of some generic high school dude. Just in case that impacts on your naming choices. Although one thing that is worth clarifying, and I think this is something the creator has had to do because he knew that people were going to be weird about this anyway, because it's because visual novel fans, let's say, without trying to be too mean about it, or because certain visual novel fans would be weird about it pretty much no matter what they've done. The creator has said that all of the characters you see on screen here can be considered to be 18, even though that doesn't necessarily make much sense in the framework of the story that's being presented. Not necessarily because the game goes really far with anything, because it doesn't go too far most of the time. But more because I think you new fans would be weird about it, right?
Yeah, of course.
You've got to avoid blowback on yourselves when you make a game like that, where you know people are going to be weird. It keeps pausing the stream, by the way.
Yeah, it's because I think the stream itself seems to be stuck on the settings menu for some reason.
Oh crap! Yeah, it is.
So I will
I've
just
noticed that.
fix that if pos. Does that work? There we go.
It's currently all. Oh, there we go. Yep.
Yeah, just took a minute. Sorry about that. Being a bit silly, isn't it?
That. I should have caught that sooner.
That's alright. I noticed it, so we're good.
Right, yeah. So what are we calling our dude?
I don't know. What kind of?
Anything you like. I mean, I wouldn't trust me to make character names because that's how we got Slicky Wicky Rick.
Ricky Wicky Slick? No, that's awful.
Wicky Ricky.
Good lord. We could also go for the amalgamation of our names, being Gatty, the person with the Gatling gun.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
Or Mary?
Mary. I mean, Gatty's quite funny.
El Gato.
El Gato.
I think that'd be no, that's just a bit strange, isn't it?
That would just be a bit odd, yeah.
I don't know. I just put my own name.
It's the hardest choice of all, isn't it? I mean, you can if you want, but it might be better to put something else.
Yeah. If it's as weird as you guys and what little I have seen about this is, then maybe, yeah. I mean, I've got a little
like Clocky or something because we're nonsense o'clock.
Clocky. All right, that's totally not a weird name.
It's a weird name, but you know what? This is a weird game.
It's better than calling him nonce.
That is true.
Oh, that is multiple levels for the British English people. Yeah, that's awful. Right, Clocky, let's go.
Not do that. Right, well.
Hey!
Shall I do this character's voice since you're going to be the main character?
Wait, is this me?
This is not the MC.
Oh, this isn't the MC. Okay.
Shall I do this character?
I don't mind.
I'll take it because otherwise you'll be talking a lot for the first few minutes of the stream.
Okay.
Hey!
I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently. I would get tired of waking up. She's gonna chase me. She's gonna chase after me like this. I almost feel better off running away. Look, I do a lot of reading in my actual job. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Excuse me?
That's meant to be her panting. She's out of breath.
Oh right, it's like her going ah ah.
I overslept again, but I caught you this time.
But only because I decided to stop and wait for you.
You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me.
That's
mean, Clocky.
It is. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something.
Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you want to.
Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute.
So is Sayori Palpatine now? Is
Yeah,
that?
that's what I'm going for.
By the way, Clocky.
Oh no.
No. By the way, Clocky, have you decided on a club to join yet?
Shit. A club.
The Sith Club.
I told you already. I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either.
That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year.
Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of my many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Oof!
Yeah, the main character is an ass.
Wow!
Right.
Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Wow.
Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college.
Lol.
Your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're just not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you.
Fucking what? A NEET?
And I think it's not in education, employment, or training, I think is what it stands for.
Ah, I've never... Clearly I've been living under a rock.
It's a term I've never seen used before outside this game, so...
Is it,
I had to
is it a
Google it
Japanese term or something?
Probably Japanese or American.
Or American?
But it's
Oh
a
yeah, it
thing
could be an
I
American term.
Because the game is made by an American.
No, of course,
That helps
yeah.
clear things up.
I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises though. Do they have a
Will you
band?
at least promise me you'll try a little?
Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that.
Yay!
Do I have to roleplay the asshole, or could? Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? I could be an asshole. More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit.
I should point out, when I say the main character's a bit of an ass, I don't necessarily mean in terms of like, oh, he's a complete horrible person. It's more he's just a bit rubbish.
Right, I see.
Hello, legendary Otaku JP. So, to answer your question about whether this is our first visual novel game, it was my first when I played it back in like 2018 or 19. And as for Matty here,
yeah, it's technically not my first one because I've played like most of Dream Daddy Simulator, which was good fun. Very silly game, very fun characters, absolutely loved it. And like we watched our friend play through a lot of was it Boyfriend Dungeon, and that was bizarre.
Yeah, we have watched a friend of ours play through some random visual novels here and there. But to give you an idea of our level of expertise or comfort with this genre, it's not the sort of thing we normally play.
Yeah, it's definitely not our usual wheelhouse, is it?
This is just a game that I've played before, and I absolutely adore it. And I'm getting my friend Matty to play it.
I mean, why not, right? Why not?
Wow, you've been playing this for a long time.
That is pretty impressive.
Well, there we go.
Want to ease her mind a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. School day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Oof. Clubs. Spades. No, wait, no. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs, not play poker.
Actually, I'm a fan of Diamond.
I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club.
Hello?
Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. Oof. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom.
I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in.
Sorry, I just do that in my spare time.
I mean, that's the one time the main character's a mood, right?
Yeah, just...
Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed.
You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club.
Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know...
Know what?
Well, that you could come to my club.
Sayori.
Yeah?
There is no way I'm going to your club. I don't even know what it is. Sayori is vice president of the Literature Club. Why? I work in a library. I should go to the Literature Club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title of vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club.
Come on, please.
Why do you care so much anyway?
Well, I kinda told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Oh,
Don't make promises you can't keep, Palpi. I mean, Sayori. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out.
Clocky, join the literature club and your journey to the dark side.
I let out a long sigh. Ugh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake. Okay.
Yes, let's go.
And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used to third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door.
Everyone, the new member is here.
Oh wow, you've got a really banging soundtrack. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room.
You can have this character and the next one that should show up.
Okay, what is the general vibe of this character? Because otherwise I'm judging a book by its cover.
I think
So
people tend to give her a sort of deeper voice. She's the shy sort.
She's the shicer? What?
Shy sort.
Oh, right. Shicer! Like, what?
No.
Well, welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you.
That would be a weird way to deliver a compliment, to say that, like, oh, she's the shit.
She is the shit, yeah.
Switch to German halfway through.
Yeah. Alright, well, I'll give her a deeper voice than what I usually go for. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you.
You can also have this character.
Seriously? You brought a boy? Okay, she could be like the painfully northern person.
That line should tell you everything you need to know about her.
You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere.
Ah, Clocky, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club.
Dot. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls! Exclamation mark! What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. That's Natsuki.
Where's she an Elcor now?
Right, listen.
Interjection. Natsuki.
Okay, she is an Elcor. Right, listen. I mean, it's better than Elcor than my Krogan, you know, like.
No, the Russian.
The girl with a sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year.
Which is why it makes no sense that she's considered 18.
Yeah. I mean, she's also the one who made the cupcakes, according to Sayori.
But you know what? In this game, our character's an 18-year-old, so whatever, I guess.
We're going to adult school in high school.
Maybe she got held back a few years.
Perhaps.
Right? It's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, you can just ignore her when she gets moody.
Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls.
Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club.
Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet you both.
And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Clocky.
I scratch my head. Who is this? Monica smiles
Monica's-
sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class, smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica.
Come sit down, Clocky. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes.
Hey, I made them. I'll get them.
Get over the Northern accent every time. Sorry, I got a little too excited.
I mean, I could. I have just come up with an alternate one. So
I'm loving it.
yeah, okay. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the counter of the room, where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Do you want me to trial the new...
Let's hear it.
Okay! Are you ready?
What is that from?
It's a mix of Toad and a gremlin voice that I've been working on.
Oh no.
Mario!
I feel like maybe we'd best stick with Northern.
Yeah, I prefer the Cat in the Hat Northern. Okay, you ready?
Wait, Cat in the Hat?
For those that haven't seen, there is a mid 2000s film, Cat in the Hat, starring Mike Myers.
Did I miss an accent in the film?
Yeah, you must have, because there's an entire segment where there's the Cupcakeinator.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
And it's me, the Cheshire Cat.
She actually is the Cupcakeinator.
Yeah, that's who she is. You ready?
Oh my god.
Ta-da!
What?
Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make the ears.
I'm assuming that's your YouTube you've just linked, Legendary Otaku. Thank you for that. Might give it a look at some point. Or if it's not your YouTube and just one that has lots of stuff, then thank you for the reference for more of it. What I presume will be videos on more visual novels. If I end up deciding to look into more, then...
Sayori, you're lying.
Oh, sorry.
It's
So
alright.
cute!
I can also be the director, how about that?
Yeah, you're the director. Jesus. I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki.
Well, you know, I've got the Cupcakeinator. Just hurry and take one. Fuck's sake. So Yori grabs one, and then Monica. I follow.
It's delicious.
Sayori talks with her mouth full and has there we go, and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. Crunch. The icing is crunch. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like haven't heard this. Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything? What? I thought you technically did. Sayori said.
Wait, it's Clocky Northern.
Yeah, very well. I'm Northern
Northern,
Gary, so
yeah.
leave it. I have a
fine,
very
it's
malleable
fine.
accent.
Your accent is
Well,
malleable.
maybe, but not for you. You know, you dummy. All right. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places down a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom.
That's clocking.
Alright, shit. Sorry, she randomly came up.
The hardcore clock is still very funny.
Yeah, whatever. Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess.
Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you.
Hey? That's no, she's turning north. God damn it. That's not. Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I am British.
This game is more British than we thought.
I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow and then smiles at me.
So, what made you consider the literature club?
I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so...
That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone.
Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. When you were leader of the debate club last year.
Well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events.
Given that I have had experience, I imagine you might have also, Gary, with societies at university.
Yeah.
My God, that is actually quite true.
Yeah,
The stress with preparing for events and the budget.
I was the equipment guy. I think for the Jiu-Jitsu Society, which admittedly, or to use its old title, which I much preferred, Weapons Master.
Okay, that's pretty cool though.
But I was in charge of the inventory was the point, which meant I had a bit to do. But to be fair, I could just do my own thing and not get super involved in the club politics, if that makes sense.
That's fair. I mean,
to be honest,
you're lucky that none of the club politics involved the equipment, which was often the case for my sort of. I had other roles in like orchestra and stuff, but it was like because I play percussion. A lot of my job is I need to know where stuff is, and like I will often be asked stuff like that.
Yeah,
so I often got dragged into it. It was annoying.
The closest I ever really got to that was we need a new first aid kit. Can you order one? And I was like, yeah, sure. Is this one good?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the good news is we all got along really, really well as a committee.
Oh, that's good.
When I was on the Jiu-Jitsu committee.
Definitely not how it went for
most of the time.
me.
Most of the time that there was stress, it was directed outwardly at something silly like an external competition organizer or something like that, or like the university or the SU was a good example of somewhere that felt a lot of the stress. Might be worth making a save file, by the way, just so that we have one. If you just click one of those slots, there we go. Cool.
Okay, sorry.
Cool.
Noise.
That's fine. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream.
Ah, I see. Big fish in a small pond.
Monica really is a great leader.
Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. Must be hard to start a new club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah!
We'll do our best. You know it! Christ, everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have really worked hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with that level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Clocky, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well,
it's just getting more exaggerated as time goes on.
Listen.
Before you know it, she'll be like,
Excitedly.
yeah, like we will actually just go full hardcore with it.
Right.
Like,
Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga, I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels, but that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Is that foreshadowing?
I don't know, is it?
Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Doki Doki Literature Club. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I mean, someone's seen the Steam tags, or the
Yes, yeah. I don't really know what's gonna happen, but I know that things are not what they seem. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock.
Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri.
Oh yeah, no, I read the Dead by Daylight script. There we go. Doesn't exist.
I was obviously speaking as Monica there.
No, I know, but I needed to have given an example, but they can't give one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, that's true. I'm trying to think if I've ever read any horror books. Might have read one of the Darren Chan novels back.
I've read all the sort of
and, like,
titular
Goosebumps,
Darren
I
Chan
guess.
stuff.
Might have read a little bit of Goosebumps as well.
I read all the werewolf saga stuff as well from
yeah.
Darren Chan, which was good.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, I remember seeing that in the school library.
Yeah, they were great.
As gentle as you.
I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror.
Horror.
The Crimson Horror. Oh, why is that? I saw a Doctor Who episode once. It was bloody awful. The Crimson Horror. Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second.
I don't know anyone watching. It's not a good episode of Doctor Who.
It's a very weak episode.
Yeah.
Never mind.
That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called...
Don't say it out loud! And give that back!
Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems... Everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sayori... Oh, go on. Sorry,
Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute! Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No! Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Ah, not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart.
You have writing experience too, Yuri. Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers.
I guess it's the same for Yuri.
Just reminded me of something with the ... thing, by the way, which is in Game Theory's stream of this game, or over on GT Live. They decided to interpret all ... as the character vomiting.
Wait, does that include this one that you've got to read?
No, only when it was just on its own.
Oh, just on its own.
So the text box just says ...
Perhaps
it was very funny.
I don't know. Perhaps you let out a fart.
We should do that, but oh, no. Let's not.
No.
I wanted to read everyone's poems.
We all sit in silence for a moment.
Okay. I have an idea, everyone.
Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Oh, jeez.
Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. That's not with the fart noise. I shouldn't have brought it up. I knew it would become infectious.
God damn it.
Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Clocky?
Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem.
Yeah, what's that?
Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I've bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Theory may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes.
But...
I'm sorry, I thought...
Clocky...
You all... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Jeez, calm down, my dude.
He's that guy, right?
He is... Oh, God. Yeah. Right. Clearly, I'm a bit more of a... I need to get out more, clearly. I've decided
exactly.
then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girl's eyes light up.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed.
What's the line from Cat in the Hat? Is that I'll get you and I'll make it look like an accident.
I'll make it look like a bloody accident. That's what she's gonna do to me if I don't join the club.
Then that makes it official. Also notice that the sprites are aligned in such a way that one of his hair is in Natsuki's face.
Oh god.
Welcome to the literature club.
Thanks, I guess.
just gets a mouthful of hair like... Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment? Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share.
Homework. Monica looks over at me once more.
Lie.
Oh, sorry, that's me, yeah. For some reason I totally
Wazowski!
I spaced out. So, Clocky, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself.
Yeah. Alright, Palpy. Can I really
He's
impress
real
the
Palpatine.
class star moniker with my
Why does
mediocre
Palpatine
writing skills?
always show up so much? It's weird.
To be fair, that could have gone with an so stupid. Something I learned about that particular scene in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows is that in different languages they all go for a similar gremlin laugh,
Like,
and it's
oh,
fucking
interesting.
funny.
I might have to
There was-
look that up. That
There is a
sounds
video
great.
somewhere on YouTube that's like,
Okay,
you know,
I'm
like
gonna-
all the different languages, stupid Voldemort gremlin laugh. It's
I'm
quite
gonna
funny.
find that after we're done here. That sounds good.
Yeah, absolutely. I already
Right.
feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food.
Hey, Clocky, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together?
That's right, Sayori. I never walk home together anymore because she's always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well.
Yay!
With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori. Natsuki. Why am I conjuring them? Yuri.
Conjuring them.
And of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Or actually read a bloody book. Alright.
That's the real question, isn't it? When will he read a fucking book?
God damn. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances. I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight.
Right, okay. Now we reach the central mechanic. Here
You
we go.
fucking what?
Yep. Importantly, you don't actually have to put the poem together. You just have to pick words that go in it. Although people like, you have to pick 20 words that go in it, and you have to pick words you think your favorite of the 3 options you see, because Monica isn't an option. Well,
Oh.
I know, I'm disappointed too. Because I think probably she's my favorite of the 4, I would say.
Okay. I mean, they're clearly very stereotypical kinds of like archetype people.
They are mostly designed as archetypes, yeah. There's a little nuance here and there, but they're mostly designed as archetypes.
I mean, I'm guessing they never thought the kawaii cutesy one was going to be a fucking northerner.
Well, she's the kawaii cutesy one, but she's also the tsundere.
Hot-headed.
Like, yeah, the tsundere. It's like, oh, I didn't do this for you or anything. What do you mean? You know, like the
Yeah.
mean one. But yes, and then, but yeah, you pick 20 words to go into your poem, and you have to pick words you think your favorite of the 3 will like, which then shapes the route of the game. But people like to joke that the poem that the main character brings in is literally just the 20 words that they've selected in order. You can't possibly form a sentence.
Oh
using
god.
the ones that
So
you-
I'm guessing I
the
have
ones
to
that you
pick
get.
one from the
One from
page.
each page, yeah.
Right,
pick
and there's
one
20
from the
pages.
page.
Okay. That's not helpful because I would rather have
So,
seen
I
all
guess
the
the
words
first-
and make the actual poem. But
Yeah, so I suppose the first question to ask is, do you have a favorite of the 3 you see here?
honestly, I don't really know.
You don't have a preference? That's fair.
Like.
I mean, it's early on, right? Like, you haven't really had the time
Like-
to figure out.
Exactly, and to be fair, the one that I share the most affinity with is going to be the emo one, because I'm quite emo myself.
Yeah, I think on my first run through, I remember being disappointed that I couldn't pick Monica, and then I picked Yuri.
Right, I see. Yeah, I mean, if anyone that actually knows me, like my hair and all the dark clothes I have, yeah.
Can we talk about the fact that she has like nearly ankle, like she has knee-length hair?
Yeah, is that my goal?
Like,
is that what I
it's-
need
it's
to go for?
impressive, isn't it?
I've just been
frankly?
letting mine grow out, so maybe I'll go for knee length. Jesus Christ.
I've never grown mine past like about halfway down my neck, but that's because it starts curling out to the sides, and then I look silly.
Yeah, there's always that awkward stage of hair length where, like, after a while, like,
Yeah. Oh, what did you pick?
I have no idea. I double clicked.
Well, you clicked 2 words, and I think Yuri and Sayori jumped up and down. You can't see in the history what words you chose, but you can tell the responses for the words you've picked based on which one jumps up and down more when you pick the word. And I'm pretty sure I saw Sayori and Yuri jump, so you picked 1 word from each of them, I think.
I
So
see.
that's an Natsuki word.
Oh. Oracle. The Crimson Aura.
God damn it. Oh well, we seem to be picking quite a lot
Ditto.
of Yuri words.
What? What is that
What?
word? Afterim.
After image.
Oh, after it.
After image.
I was like, Afteri mage? What kind of mage is that? Oh my god. Right, sorry, I'm stupid.
After image, yeah.
Oh my god.
Which is all one word, importantly. I mean, if
After
you
image.
haven't already noticed, most of the complex words seem to be Yuri's thing.
Yeah, I'm like, entropy, yes! Why electricity?
Fulgent.
Okay.
Okay, well let's see what the outcome is, shall we? Hi again, Clocky.
Oh wow, I didn't even go to school.
Well, we just teleported.
No, yeah. I'm good.
Glad to see you didn't run away on us.
Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Clocky. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, he deserves any slack. Sayori told me he didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year too. Dickhead. I don't know if you plan to come here and just hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. I'll fucking get you.
And I'll make it look like a bloody accident. No. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room.
Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Mangaka?
Managa.
Manga is literature, I'll have you know. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat.
Don't worry, guys. Flocky always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking.
I also double click stuff like an idiot.
Like cooking, cleaning my room.
How
Oh,
dependable.
Wait, did you accidentally skip a bit of dialogue?
I think so.
If you click history, because you said you double clicked.
Oh no, for the poem.
Oh, the poem. Okay, but that's what the history thing is for.
Yeah,
if you
yeah, for the-
accidentally
for the-
missed something.
I think other games like this have similar
Yeah,
like,
it's a
in
common
case I
thing.
missed it. Which is good.
I haven't played any other visual novels, but it is a common thing to have dialogue.
For sure.
history.
How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Oh, well. Jeez.
Is that so?
You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous.
How come? You and Clocky can become good friends too.
Sayori?
Hmm?
You just. I was sort of wondering what was going to happen.
As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she's just put me into.
Yuri even brought you something today, you know?
Wait, Sayori? Me? Not really.
Don't be shy.
It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do?
I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking.
I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. is that so? Wow, you really turn around with your words. Like, I spent half, like, the character we're playing spends half the time just like, I don't
Yeah,
really know what I'm doing, and then the minute,
Get
like,
the impression that he's
He's a-
trying to put the effort in, even if he is a bit of a mess. If that
Yes.
makes sense. Or like a
If-
bit rubbish at being great.
has yeah, like, is
Like,
that
sure,
so?
He's got an agenda being here, but he's not trying to be a bad person. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, I won't make a big deal of it if you don't want it to be. All right. Well, here. Yuri reaches into a bag and pulls out a book.
Yeah, a Glock.
Bang!
The Literature Club sends its regards.
They're gonna have to call you Glocky now. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. It's a copy of Dante's Inferno. Fully illustrated.
Or like War and Peace or
Yeah.
something, right? Where it's like,
And we could, read it together. I got you Tolstoy. Discuss it if you wanted. This is...
yeah,
How
see,
is this
actual
girl accidentally
literature-
being so cute?
actual literature though? Like
Yeah,
people are
wow.
versed. That's a win.
She even picked out a book that she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. It's the entire Game of Thrones series. I enthusiastically take the book and lose 2 years of my life. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. I read the book at light speed now. Now that everyone's
It's
settled
like,
in.
Going for another Doctor Who reference, it's like I think in the 9th Doctor's first episode where he picks up the book and just immediately flicks through it at top speed and goes, huh, sad ending, and just puts it down.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah. Now that everyone's
And then,
settled in,
looks-
I expected
looks at the
Monica to kick off
magazine.
some scheduled activities for the club.
He looks at a magazine and is like, that won't work, he's gay and she's an alien.
Oh my god, I need to rewatch the Ninth Doctor
Yeah.
season. It was so good. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a
Okay,
little bit more.
It looks like we're on the...
Is that because of my
I think-
stupid poem?
I think it's because of your poem. You've picked mostly Yuri words, I think.
But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ooh, music change. Oh. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me. Our eyes meet for a split second. ... But that only makes her hide her face deep in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. You know me. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But
You know
I'm
what-
just
you know what
rereading
else
this a bit of
reminds
this
me
book.
of, other than the Elcor? Marvin from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, you know, the manically depressed robot played
Oh
by
my
Alan
God.
Rickman in the film. Right?
Yeah, holy shit.
Like, take you up to the bridge, got a brain the size of a planet, and they ask you to take me up to the bridge.
That's the book
Yeah,
you
talk
gave me,
about-
right?
Talk about job satisfaction.
I'm going to take you to the bridge. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular
say-
reason.
While we're on the subject of literature, Hitchhikers is cracking.
Again,
book
yeah.
series, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Would recommend.
Douglas Adams?
Um,
Douglas Adams.
I suppose
right?
that's a good question to ask. Yeah, it is Douglas Adams. And then the last one is Owen Colfer, because there was a sixth one made by...
Oh,
Owen
really?
Colfer.
That's the
That's
dude
like
that
a-
made Artemis Fowl.
Yeah, and I know. It's because Douglas Adams wasn't really happy with the fifth book, and how he'd left things, and he had like ideas for how a sixth one would go, but he died before he could release it.
Oh, shit.
And then his family were like, Owen Colfer, you are the person to finish Douglas Adams' work. Here is like his notes
Ah,
on.
that's
what
quite
the
an
sixth
honor,
book
I
would
imagine.
be, and they let him finish it.
Wow.
Which is really cool. It's a good installment. But what's funny is, you know how the books are always referred to as a trilogy of 5?
It means that Owen Colfer's one is volume 6 in a trilogy of 5.
Wow, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I suppose the question I was going to ask is, are you reading any books at the moment? I mean, I've.
Oh wow,
I've-
what is this? The work meeting I was in earlier
Yeah.
this week. I currently, I've been, and it's been the book that I bring with me to the loo if I'm gonna like sit there for a while.
Fair.
The Picture of Dorian Gray.
Okay.
It's okay. It's fine. It's just like a lot of these books where like they're sort of classics. It's kind of hard for me personally to like push myself to go and read them, kind of
That's
thing.
fair. Yeah.
But
I
it's
mean,
it's not bad. Like it's pretty solid. It's
I
more
mean,
the fact that
yeah.
with the ending being spoiled, it's like I kind of know what's coming. So because it's
Yeah,
it's
that's
a very old book. I've been slowly crawling through Dune, but
Oh, nice. I haven't read that either.
it
Oh,
is
shit.
long, and I lack
Mhm.
the concentration and spare time that I used to when I read through like the entirety of Game of Thrones and all that kind of stuff back in the day, and The
Mhm.
Hobbit and what have
No,
you.
I hear it.
And then one that I've got lined up on the bottom of those two for when I eventually finish either of those is a book called Bodega, and it's like
Ah.
ouch. It's a let me read the blurb for you. Bodega, lover, sniper, thief, scourge of the wicked. In fact, scourge of anyone where there's money to be made. A lawless man in a galaxy overrun by villains, mork beasts, Dildonians, and the dreaded imperial forces of Krem Slumdump.
Excuse me, Dildonians.
Dildonians, yeah. So it's like a comedy, sci-fi,
Oh, okay. I
like
see.
like kind of like fiction. So
Okay. That sounds interesting.
very tongue-in-cheek, very playing on the tropes. I heard a lot of good things about it. So I was like, yeah, I'll read that.
That's fair. I mean, as for me, I mean, it's been a good few months since I've been able to read much because I've just been like swamped. But I need to go back to because I got about halfway through and then stopped. I need to go back to reading 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what
yeah. I
was
remember you
all the
reading
way
through that. Yeah.
It's really good, but it's like nothing I've ever read before because it's almost like reading scientific literature, except it's telling a fictional story.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
In that, like, so I mean, spoiler alert: there's a big ass submarine in it, but
What?
and there's also like lots of boats and stuff in the early chapters. But they go into like full scientific detail describing like the amount of pressure that the walls of the boat can like sustain, and in terms of like in like old imperial units because it was written in like the 1800s.
Oh, God.
And like it's and they have like exact coordinate for like some of the places they go and all kinds of things like that. Jules Verne's writing style has proven to be super interesting to me just for that exact reason, because he's so scientific about every in his descriptions of things, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Like it's unbelievably precise. But I'd recommend it so far. Having read about half of it, I'd say it's worth a read.
To be fair, Verne is on the list of like authors and books that I need to get through that are considered classics, and I've only ever consumed, like movies or like other crap
Yeah.
about it, like like stuff
Yeah,
that's not
that's
the
fair.
originals. So
Yeah, I mean, next on my list of classics, although I'll probably read some other stuff first, is Three Musketeers, Alexander Dumas.
yeah, that's a
Um,
good one.
Anyway, shall we continue? Sorry,
Yes.
there was a bit of a tangent, but it was a
That's all right.
related tangent. And I
Yeah,
think it's,
and
it's
I
the right
work at a
sort of
library, so
things- it's the
I
right
kind
sort
of have
things
to know
be-
this.
It's the right sort of things to be talking about on
In a
on
literature
on
club,
playthrough.
nonetheless.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
We're members of a literature club now. We got to take it seriously and discuss literature.
Indeed.
Um,
Just curious,
otherwise-
how
otherwise we
come
won't
you
hear
have
the
two
end of it
copies of the
from,
same book?
From Natsuki, right?
That's
Natsuki
true.
said that we wouldn't see the end
I
of it.
would.
She'll
I
warn
don't
us,
want
she'll
to
make
make
look
it.
like a bloody
Yeah,
accident.
I don't want to make it look like I died in an accident.
Alright.
Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. Whoopsie. I see. Happens to the best of us. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'll
That
definitely
is
start
really
reading
sweet,
it
though,
soon.
The fact that she bought you a second copy of the book that she already owns.
Could have just gone to the library, innit? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
go to your local library. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? I look at the title, The Necronomicon. What's it about, anyway?
Book of the Dead.
Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. Wow, that's what I just... the book is titled Portrait of Markov. Ooh. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover.
You were saying?
All right. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. What the fuck? And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships and her life starts to fall apart. That's kinda dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Ha 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 ha. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Clocky? No, it's not that. I mean, I could definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they can believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hello.
Descending lower and lower.
Hey, don't apologise. You'll run out of voice. I haven't lost interest or anything.
She descends into a range below human hearing.
Well, the infrasound from her voice causes your organs to explode.
It's an infrasound high frequency.
Sorry, it is ultrasound. No, it is infrasound. It's
Oh, no,
infrasound.
infrasound. Yeah, ultrasound's high frequency.
Ultrasound's high
Infrasound-
frequency. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait.
You're the physicist.
Yeah, I should know that. Sorry, that's my bad.
I guess it's all right then. Your ears won't explode, but your butthole will.
Yeah, she starts speaking in infrasound, and you just start feeling dread, and then your organs begin rupturing.
Oh my god. But I feel I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I ended up saying something strange. I also get very lost in a subject that I very enjoy.
I'm so like that. It's an ADHD thing.
It is!
I just keep going. I'm like a machine.
Please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading or have
Yeah,
ADHD.
Special interests and passions just trigger your ADHD. And you talk 4 hours about the same subject.
Absolutely.
Um,
The least I can do is listen.
I mean, anyone who's ever heard me talk about Metroid.
Honestly, that's often where that's where the name of our stream comes from. Nonsense o'clock.
Yeah, it comes from
We'd
Nonsense
often
O'Clock
be
and we both-
quote unquote on our bullshit at like a stupid time in the
Well,
morning.
We just hit the point of like simultaneous neuron activation.
Yeah.
Like, both of us at like 4 in the morning or something, and then
Usually nonsense will occur around that, but also like
it's
it
usually
can
a
stem
bit
from
earlier than
like
4,
really,
to be
really
fair.
hyper-focused conversations and stuff.
But it
Jeez.
happens at any time. It can
True.
strike whenever the moment.
I mean, playing Sea of Thieves that one time,
oh
jeez.
god, It's a shame that Matty Nukes is not a public video.
Oh, if only. But it's
Well,
fine. We'll
still
play.
enjoy
It's
it.
on the list of stuff that we're gonna play at some point, so it'll be
What, Sea
fine.
of Thieves? Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
Sea of Thieves.
But yes,
Anyway,
the least I could do is listen. It's a literature club after all. Oh, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it. Right. Hello.
Reading it, right?
You don't have to. Ha! What are you saying? Just
Oh,
a
look at
moment
that
ago,
face.
you said you were looking forward to it.
Like, she's wigging out. Look at her face.
Yeah. An eldritch noise emanates from her throat.
It's like she's been reading the Necronomicon.
Yeah. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieve the book I had put into my bag.
And all the dot dot dots just become like Norwegian fruit singing noises.
Oh
They're
my
like,
God.
"Whoa."
Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Ah, yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. That's not how... It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone else. To be fair, yeah, like, I don't really. I do that, like, as part of my job. Like, story time, like, you know, that kind of thing.
Kiddies, right?
Yeah, I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. All right. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. That's not her presence. That's the Crimson Aura. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting.
A weird red baby that crawled around some old lady's back.
You've got
So in
something
which
on
case it
your
would be
back.
In which case it would be a well
That's
completely different.
another
That's a
Doctor Who
complete- that's a
reference.
completely different Doctor Who reference.
Can you tell
yeah.
that we're British nerds by the fact that we...
Keep talking about Doctor Who?
Yeah. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realise that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really apologise a lot, don't you? I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... God,
I mean,
no, aha.
I have a friend like that.
Yeah, same.
and we have a friend like that, Greg. Greg's.
Oh,
exactly like
really?
that person. Yeah,
Catherine
he's
as well.
very-
Catherine's like that.
he's an apology champion is Greg.
To be fair, I would, like, I used to be a lot like that until I started getting a bit more self-confident.
To be fair, yeah.
Just because I didn't want to,
I mean-
I don't like disturbing people, but no, a bit of assertiveness goes a long way. Yeah, this should work, right? I slide my desk up until it's against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. Ah, I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. Ah, I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Yeah.
Like a right hand in the middle type deal.
Okay, I was trying from the description, like I was like, what? Because I envisioned it the other way seating arrangement. That I was on the left. Yuri takes her arm, because that's how I would do it. I would hold the book in my left hand and turn with my right, because that's the easiest thing. Takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Ah. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer than before. Excuse me, pardon me. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the acid reflux in my throat.
No.
There we go. The warmth of... Yeah, no, it's fine. I drink a lot of conch, so this is to be expected. I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Oh my god, the ... turned into actual, like, grimness.
Conch from it.
Oh no. Not on my nice desk, no.
No, that would be grim.
Are you ready? Are you sitting comfortably? Hey?
Let's be. That's another Doctor Who. Good, then we'll be. Feed me!
To turn the
I'm
page.
hungry.
Ah, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I think I got a bit distracted for
How
a
do we
second.
keep bringing this back to Doctor Who? It's so
I don't know.
strange.
I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. Ah, that's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? You're a Neanderthal. That's right.
Look at how nicely, like, well done the CG art for this game is. Like,
Oh yeah.
I noticed that we swapped to like a CG scene rather than like the 2D sprites.
Yeah, yeah.
If that makes sense, but they're nice.
Yeah.
They're well drawn.
I don't mind
Um,
being patient. Oh, sorry. I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. This must be a brand new book if the binding is that good.
yeah, I know, right?
Hey, Yuri, this is a really good book.
I mean, she did say that she bought like a spare copy, and I think
No,
this is
true.
meant to be your copy that you're reading. So maybe it is a brand new one, fresh off the shelves.
Hot off the press. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. But she also second guesses all of the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of someone of your mannerisms. I see. Are you a... That's a bit of a quick character judgment to make. Yuri remained silent for a moment.
For one day, right?
Yeah, innit? That's what I mean. Like, you had like a couple of conversations with this lass. But Clocky, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. ... I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What? Why? What are you saying that all of a sudden?
Okay, everyone.
Oh my god, finally. Exclamation mark!
Snake!
Snake!
I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. God, Yuri looks mortified.
Yeah.
Like, we might not have enough time if we wait too long.
Oh. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought.
Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this.
Oh, it's not that. It's just that Clocky is a knob. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I scream as my thumb is crushed.
Like Karen thumb. We were talking about the other
Karen thumb! Chink! Crush.
Literature thumb.
No, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. All right. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back to my bag. You could just very gently fold the corner over.
I was going to say,
Or
this
get a
guy's Chad,
bookmark.
He needs no bookmarks.
No, you... What? Madness.
Yeah. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night?
Yeah. I kind of just accidentally clicked on a load of pages. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before.
Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait!
Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf, torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. What? Why would you... I'm
That's
assuming...
like music composition.
Yeah, like a
There is
music
reason for it.
composition book. What the hell?
Yeah, you'll get. There's a reason why she has a music composition.
Is she a
book,
music
right?
nerd?
I mean, it's not spoiling much. She plays
Okay.
piano.
She plays piano. What a waste of manuscript! Holy
I know,
Christ!
right? That is a lot of manuscript. Like,
No.
it doesn't seem like you'd write on manuscript paper, even if it was like I mean, I guess if it's the only notebook
If
you
it's-
have spare space.
Yeah, if it's the only one, but like it's quite hard to find like without going to like Amazon or like you know like in Britain it's like you have to go to a specific stationery shop
I suppose you could
rather
make
than
the
just a
case-
corner shop, you know.
I suppose you could make the case that if you're presenting these poems to people, then the paper you use is a part of the presentation, and
That's
maybe
true,
it's a
yeah,
bit
like
of a
artistic
choice,
form.
right? Like she could just be being artsy fartsy about it.
Sure,
know.
but this is like your little homeschool club thing rather than like, you know, a recital
Yeah,
or
but maybe everyone wants to show off their poems, though. Maybe that's what it is. Who knows?
perhaps. Either way, I think it's questionable practice. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I've just realised if I'd have picked the kawaii lass, would that mean
Yeah.
I'd have had to have been like painfully northern this
Yes,
entire?
you've been talking
Oh,
painfully northern for like the
God.
entire last 10-15 minutes.
Oh
Yeah.
no. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first?
First important choice. I mean, it might not be that important. You can share in any order, really. It does change a few things, but it's not. Anyway, you're literally just gonna.
I'll start with Monica because that wasn't an option before.
Are you ready to get to the next kill mechanic of this game, which is GCSE English poetry analysis?
Oh.
Welcome back to secondary school.
Oh
motherfucker.
no! The curtains were
fair,
blue
you-
because he was sad.
To be fair, you don't actually have to analyze anything as part of the game. It's more like you can read into the poems if you want, because
I
there is some
see.
interesting stuff to read into.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
anyway,
seems like an interesting. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem. I want her to know I'm putting in effort. Yeah, that's true. Gotta let the boss think
but
that I'm doing well.
This is why you can imagine the hilarity of it literally just being 20 random words in a line, right?
Honestly,
As
like
opposed to,
if I
like,
can
you
read, if you can read your
yeah.
own poem and your own words that you picked, then yes, I will do that.
You can't, sadly.
Damn it. Okay, next poem then.
The
I'm
only
gonna
way-
have to
well, the
pick
only
each
other
word and
exception-
read it in a poetic manner.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, Clocky.
Having
Having a good
sorry.
time so far?
I didn't realize it was still her. Ah, yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
All right, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing because I picked 20 random words and wrote them in a line. But I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Clocky. We're all a little bit embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem.
Mm-hmm. Great job, Clocky. I was going, ooh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. You can just imagine.
It literally is just
20 words.
20 words.
I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you.
It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. Mood. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. Oof!
That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who uses simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though.
I'm sure I'm nowhere near at her level yet.
Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. Keep exploring and learn by trying new things.
I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this.
That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to finally find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles. But I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything.
Wait.
Wait, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
I see. Well, let's read it then.
You notice the music change? It's the same tune, but it's all piano.
Nice. Hole in the wall. It
Oh, if you
couldn't
want, I'll
have
read
been me.
If you want, we
See.
can... Oh, I
Sorry.
was going to say, if you want, I'll read it because it's Monica's poem, or do you want to read it? Because I was going to ask what the best way to do this was.
I don't know. Okay, alright, let's try something weird. I'll
I
read
was
the
gonna
top
say,
line, you read the next line, and we just take turns in it for each line.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Meme.
All right,
So-
go ahead.
So, the title, Hole in Wall. It's not even a hole in the wall.
Okay. It
It's-
couldn't have been me.
See, the direction the spackle protrudes.
A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home.
I peer inside for a clue.
No, I can't see. I reel blind like film left out in the sun.
But it's too late, my retinas.
Already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image.
It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright.
It was too deep.
Stretching forever into everything.
A hole of infinite choices.
I realize now that I wasn't looking in.
I was looking out.
And he, on the other side, was looking in. What the fuck?
That's her poem. What do you think it means?
What? Hello?
I mean, poetry doesn't have to be rhyming and stuff, right?
No,
You
no,
know,
it
can be
doesn't.
really
It's more the
very
fact that-
typical, but
What is this saying?
I have no idea what it's saying. If you can't, if you don't have any thoughts, then we can just move on.
I
and we can get a
have.
little-
I have some.
The character will ask. some
Too
questions
deep,
about
hole
the
of
poem.
infinite choices. Like, this is like very eldritch.
Retinas scorched with a meaningless image.
Jeez.
It is surprisingly
I
eldritch,
wasn't
actually,
looking
isn't it? It's
in,
like
I
you've
was
looked
looking
into a
out.
different-
It's
It's like you've looked into a different plane.
Is
or
she?
something,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. Like, is she some kind of eldritch being trapped in a little girl's body?
I mean, that's a concerning theory.
Well, that is a concerning theory. Because this is what?
She's Palpatine. No.
She is Palpatine.
No.
Hmm.
So, what do you think?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback because that is
I
not
have
of
no
this
idea
plane.
You just have no idea what's going on with the poem at all. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style's gotten pretty popular nowadays.
With whom?
That is a lot of. I think she means the style with like the timing between words. Yeah, like she says here, with the timing between words and lines, and it not.
No,
being
I know.
like,
Yeah, it's just
Structure or rhythmic.
rather than the subject.
Rather than the subject matter, yeah. It says that is a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
Especially when two people alternate between lines.
Yeah. Was that powerful chat? Did you feel the power of our
I
poetry?
hope it was. F in
Poetry
chat
reading.
if we still need a lot of work.
Yeah,
Probably do.
Yeah.
Well, what was the inspiration behind this one?
Ah. Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany.
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. I think that she's talking about a fountain pen rather than a ball
Yes,
pen,
yeah.
But still. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
Wiggle tilt symbol.
Yeah, Tilda.
Let's show Sayori.
No. This is a good poem, Clocky. Are you sure it's your first time?
No, I handed you a piece of toilet roll with poo on it.
20 letters.
20 words. No, 20 letters, and they're all the letters. They're all ah. Ah. Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I don't know. Am I?
I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously.
I'll have you know, my poem of ah is very deep.
You didn't write one at all. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now.
Part of the ship, part of the crew. Not to mention the fact I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but it doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See? It's like I said before, Clocky. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know that? Trying new things like this for other people? That's something only really good people do.
Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Ooh. Then again, can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah, see, that's the MC in a sentence, right? Where it's like, he's here for a reason, but he's also here to be nice about it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
It's still a bit of a, like, gritted teeth yikers.
Yeah, it's like, at least he's not a complete ass. I compare him, in my head, I compare him to Scott Pilgrim a lot, if that makes sense. As in, like, the character Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, well,
Where he's like...
even then I have the
really
same gripes
the
about Scott
worst.
Pilgrim as a character,
Yeah,
so...
where he's like, he's not the worst, he's just a bit of an ass, if that makes sense. And not in like a malicious way, just in a, he's a doofus.
In a stupid way, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you.
Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then.
Yay! Now, you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
We'll see about that.
Are we doing the same thing?
Yes, can do.
Shall I start this time?
Yeah, sure.
Dear sunshine,
The way you glow through my blinds in the morning.
It makes me feel like you missed me,
Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed.
making me rub the sleepy from my eyes.
The sleepy. Are you asking me to come out and play?
Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day?
I look above. The sky is blue.
It's a secret, but I trust you too.
But if it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever.
But I'm not mad.
I want breakfast. That was like a children's book. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
I just realized we didn't analyze that at all. What were your thoughts on it? You can't read it in history,
Shit.
sadly.
Um.
Do you want me to send you a screenshot of
Well, from what I remember, it was actually pretty innocuous. Like, apart from the one line that sort of jumped out to me was the whole, if it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. It's like, huh? Maybe I'm reading way too much into that, but
hang on,
because I know there is horror involved at some point, so I'm kind of.
There you go. If you want to have another look at it, you might have to click out of the game briefly, but
That's fine. The way you glow
There
through
was
my
a chat.
blinds in the morning makes me feel like you missed me. Sure. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed. Making me rub the sleepy from my eyes? Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? It's not right. What? I look above. The sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. But it's not a rainy day. You trust the sun? You trust the sky?
I suppose. Or is the sun trusting her to wish it's not rainy? If that
Maybe.
makes sense.
Why is it a secret? If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Is she some kind of like horror being awoken? The awakening of Cthulhu.
Anyway, you'd asked her if she waited till morning, and she's no, just a little bit.
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself.
Don't be mean.
Yeah, that's a bit rude.
I still tried my best.
Yeah, I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you.
Really?
Yeah. Especially that last line.
I made eggs and toast.
Even though you were late to school?
It's bad to skip breakfast.
To be fair, I need to be told that.
I get all cranky.
I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. God damn
This
it.
was so much fun. Monica's the best.
Ah, yeah.
But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I look forward to it. Let's go with Yuri last, given that she'll probably like the poem, right?
Hey, sure.
Oh no.
Norman time. And then that was like questioning vomiting.
Yeah. I'm just gonna do the Tim Allen voice. Well, it's a. Sorry, this is Natsuki speaking.
Yeah.
Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. 20 words all in a row. Filthy. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes. Do you want to get smacked?
Norman actually really suits her. I'm liking it. The aggressive Norman.
She's got that sort of gung ho like I thought.
Gung ho aggression.
Yeah.
It's hilarious, but
yeah.
it suits.
I'll pass. Sigh. She literally said sigh.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it.
Do you want to start this?
Yeah, I'll start this one. Eagles can fly.
Still Norman.
I don't know.
Monkeys can climb.
Crickets can leap.
Horses can race.
Owls can seek.
Cheetahs can run.
Eagles can fly.
People can try.
But that's about it. Wow. It's a bit harsh. Bit
Also, yeah, did you know it's the same tune, but it's so each of the girls has a different instrument for this part, and it's always the same tune. So like Monica's got the piano, Sayori is like acoustics with like a guitar and a ukulele.
Yes, yeah.
And then there's like a xylophone here for Natsuki, mostly
with a little oboe,
little bit of
and
like
and
oboe
the glock.
triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah, glocks. And flute. Right? Unless that's the oboe still. But it's
No,
a
that's like
woodwind.
a flute sounding recorder almost, I think. It's hard to tell between flute
But
and
it's still
recorder
like everyone has like
specifically,
a different suite of instruments, I guess, for like
but-
their
a possum.
motif or their it's or not like a motif, but instead of
Yeah,
a
yeah.
motif,
No,
obviously
it's
well, a motif's usually a theme, isn't it?
Yes.
Rather than, but it's the same kind of thing where it's like their section of the game, I guess, is like a different section of the orchestra or the band.
they have the same motif, but it's a different instrumentation. I think is.
This track is called "Okay Everyone," by the way, but there's
Okay.
loads of different. But obviously, there's like 5 different versions of it.
Damn.
Because there's the Monica version, the Sayori version, the Natsuki version, the Yuri version, and then the normal version that has all of them together.
Well, if I ever
It's really cool.
if I ever have a need to do more indie music as an arrangement, perhaps I could find something to do
consider
for
looking at
this.
something with this. I mean, it's not musically complicated either, as I
No,
understand it, so
I think it'd require a lot of creativity on my part to like
it's-
figure something out. But it's
to jazz
quite
it up. But
yeah, yeah.
This is what I was referring to when I said it's clever in a few places.
Yeah, it's nice,
Um,
nice. It's nice.
But
It
is
means
just
they
ni-
gave it
is
some
just
thought.
nice. Yeah, and it is just nice to listen to. Like I said, it's nothing.
This
nothing
seems like a
grand,
threat.
but-
I'll be honest.
Well, the people can try, but that's about it.
Yeah.
It's like your trying isn't good enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I told you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't? Sorry. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't isn't the point of poems for someone to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Yes, I mean, it does do that. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I've decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end and I made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out that feeling in the last line. Wow, nice. Thinking about your own stuff. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realised because I'm stupid. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decide to humour her with the
Even
last
though
comment.
They are apparently paradoxically all the same age. Which,
Yes.
sheesh.
No, we all got
There's
kept
there's
behind, and she's the
gritted-
first one, right?
The gritted teeth emoji where it's like,
Yeah. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her.
And now it's time for Yuri's one. So you get to hear her instrument suite in a few moments.
Dot dot dot.
Oh.
As Yuri reads
Or
the
like
poem,
Eldritch, the Norwegian fruit singing.
I notice her eyes
Yeah.
lighten.
No offense to any actual Norwegian throat singers, by the way. From what little I've seen of it, it's extremely impressive.
No, it's amazing, mate. Like,
It's as Yuri says, it's exceptional.
exceptional. Oh, hey, what was that? Huh? No, no, that's for me, perhaps. Did I say that out loud? Oh god, she's northern. Fuck. Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Hey? Shit, she's still northern. Fuck.
You're trapped in the northern zone.
Oh. What did I just fucking say?
Oh, hey,
That's.
She said that.
I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Ah! Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? I wiped my ass with a piece of paper. That's a huge compliment coming from you. And words appeared. It's the Grim.
No.
This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers,
Like picking 20 random
like picking
words.
20 words and slapping them all in a row.
Oh, not random,
And-
to be fair.
And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them and stop using 20 random words. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in your writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. It's kind of rude. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do.
And
sorry,
now,
1 second.
soundtrack change in a moment.
Bam! Oh wait, I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which kind of itself is funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Whoa!
Whoa! Okay. And there we go.
Okay. Ghost under the light.
The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow.
Bathing.
It must be this one.
The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time.
The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future.
I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past.
The light flickers.
I flicker back.
Any thoughts on this? Other than the string music sounds real nice.
Yeah, nice sense. A lot of the metaphor is quite obvious.
Yeah?
Like-
What are your thoughts?
I mean, like, there's a literal interpretation of that she's a ghost of some kind, right? Like,
Ah, well, if that's your, I guess move on. If that's your thought. Or
I'm just trying to
is-
wonder if there's, because she's meant to be the one of the intellectual characters. So,
Mhm.
because like it seems that Monica is very also quite intellectual, in her characterization, but like, street light, like. I can't help but be biased with the whole like, this is a horror, so I'm like, I'm sort of trying to look through the lens there. Are they foreshadowing?
That's fair. I feel like it would be more. So obviously there is absolutely stuff you can discover from these poems about these characters, right? It's obviously a lot easier to see in retrospect.
Yeah.
And some of the poems are more obvious with it than others, if that makes sense.
Well,
but
the whole looking
given
for
that
the last
you-
street light that hasn't been, like, that's like very sort of predatory, looking for a victim, perhaps. I don't know.
I mean, given that you don't,
Consume the
Yeah,
well, the light
I mean-
flickers and I flicker back.
this is interesting to me, and I'm not saying you're wrong, because that I don't want to take away your interpretation. But given that, you know, I know the full picture here, and also that you just know that it's horror and not what kind or in what way.
Yeah, I
it's
literally
horror.
have no context.
So you've got, I essentially, yeah. Obviously, we've already talked about a lot of different kinds of horror, haven't we? In that you've got looking
The
for
crimson
victims,
horror.
ghosts, not the crimson horror. We had looking at, well, you know, so far tonight we've talked about ghosts, eldritch horrors, looking for a victim. You just mentioned.
Yeah.
You know, it's like lots of different but those are all different types of horror, so it's.
It could literally be any.
It
could even be back rooms mundane horror for all I know.
It could also be sort of liminal
Yeah,
space,
like
type
weird,
thing.
weird stuff.
Or like surrealist.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Yuri mentioned surrealist horror is something that she really enjoys immersing
That's
herself
true.
in. But anyway, I guess carry on, because like I say, the characters, like you've seen, the characters do talk a bit about their poems as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you get some basic analysis.
I'm sorry. I have such terrible handwriting. Fuck off. That is so the handwriting there was like so. If she has terrible handwriting, I'm illiterate and I can't write. Like,
Yeah, exactly. You're like,
by
it's
comparison.
insane.
What?
And this isn't to say that Natsuki's handwriting is bad either, but I write like Natsuki Oseori, where it's like I write like a child, and that's fine. But
I have heard an analogy of my handwriting to be a spider riding a seismograph. Where
that's harsh. You don't
yeah,
do
so
that.
like I'm assuming they dipped the spider in the ink, the seismograph was going up and down during an earthquake, and yeah,
Jesus.
that's what apparently my handwriting looks like, so that's pretty
Who
rude.
told you that?
One of my English teachers.
Wow.
Yeah.
It
It was very constructive. I've done nothing to correct it because that was so constructive.
Yeah.
I say very dryly.
I think people generally said my handwriting was okay, apart from the fact that I was terrible at connecting the letters up, which is why these days I just write like a child. Where it's like, the
Whereas for
letters are
me,
easy to read, but-
I liked that whole idea of cursive handwriting and joining everything
me
up.
too. I wish I could do it, right?
And I do join everything up, but because of that, it goes between very harsh, angular kind of handwriting and
Yeah.
flowy, weird, sort of loopy
Yeah.
handwriting because I'm trying to do all the cursive. So it's just very. I don't know. It just looks like a. I've also like my parents described it as, oh wow, you're already a doctor because they sort of stereotypically have bad handwriting.
Well, it's tactically bad because they know how to read it, right? And so do
Yeah.
other doctors. It's a special kind of shorthand that looks
Pretty much, yeah.
illegible to anyone who doesn't understand it.
To be fair though, looking back, anytime I've had to look back at notes that I've done very hastily, it's been really hard to read my own handwriting. So, like, it's not without ground. There is grain of truth within the
Yeah.
criticism, but I understand it's not amazing, but it's still kind of brutal. And yeah, screw you, that English teacher. Right, hang on, I just need to plug my.
Before he's watching the stream.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine?
No, I sincerely doubt that. But right, I've just plugged my headphones in. Very good. I wasn't thinking that at all.
Have them in. Or did you accidentally unplug them? Oh, you wireless.
Wireless.
They were running
We
flat,
have the same
yeah.
headphones.
I don't know why that didn't occur to me, honestly.
But it took you a long time to read. Ah, that's because I'm stupid. I don't just read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Hey? That's a relief. Also, I liked the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest. Do you just write graphic horror in a poem? Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Oh lol. Who?
I think that's meant to be.
Yeah.
but-
Actually,
Still.
the story isn't about ghosts at all, Clocky. You
Oh, there you go.
fool! Really?
You've been misled.
I must have totally missed the point. Sorry.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm turning into.
That's why I chuckled to myself when you said it about
I mean, that's-
being a literal
That's what I
ghost,
mean.
but
Like she seems so much like I'm gonna put a deeper meaning behind this. Like I that is the obvious one that is there. So that's why I was trying to look for a deeper one, because there must be something else. I couldn't find one, but then again, I've not really analysed.
yeah, that's fair.
Especially poetry. I hated analysing poetry compared to
I
like
sometimes enjoy
like
it, but
chapters.
literary- Yeah, like prose analysis is more my speed.
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely. Because I could
It's
do
so hard to
poetry, but it's only with reference text. Because you know, in
Yeah.
English, you already know what it's about. and you already know the kind of things associated, and usually a little bit about the author, which is useful because you can
Yeah,
tell
I mean,
where their motivations are and that kind of thing.
this game has
But I
improved
don't-
my
I've
opinion
never-
of poetry fairly dramatically. Like, I'm a lot more interested in poetry after this game than I was before.
Yeah, I'm surprised they committed to make it like.
It's cool, right?
Yeah,
Like, the
it's
fact-
pretty interesting. Like, well played, rather than just
Yeah, if
writing
you
bad
listen to-
poetry and lol. They
But
put
if
some
you listen
thought.
to the music now, by the way,
Mhm.
it's got some of each. It's got the guitars and acoustic stuff from Sayori. You can hear
Yeah.
Monica's piano playing,
That's
and
pretty
then the
sick.
strings and glocks and stuff will come in
Like there.
like at other points.
Quite
And
nice.
there was the flute, and
The
there you
oboe,
go.
that one.
And then the strings in the background.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's really cool. So like it's neat how they split it up.
It's pretty sick. Right, I must have
Anyway,
totally missed
yeah,
the
so-
point because I'm a dunce. Well, I suppose you did only glance at it over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. Yes, yes, very much so. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. Yeah, that's what I was saying. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is, excuse me, fucking, is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. I'm very sorry for belching in such a horrible manner. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a more solemn. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I haven't even thought of that. That's impressive. Hey, it's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, I suppose. Nah. If anything, I probably could learn a thing or two from you.
Why did my brain go to nah?
Nah. You think so? You think you can be number one? Yeah, of course. You know, let me tell you something about villains. I was really nervous about doing all this.
Villains.
God damn it. No, we'll get flagged by Twitch for copyright if I start singing that. Right? Lazy Town dot PLC or whoever the hell's gonna come for me.
I don't even know who makes like whether there's like an umbrella studio or whatever.
I have no idea, mate. I've got no idea. But in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Clocky. Ah, me too. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What is with this language?
Wait, you just said scouts, doesn't it?
No. Harry, what is with this language?
Oh,
You are a wizard.
Oh no.
An ancient but glorious
No, yeah,
meme.
that didn't even register.
Oh,
in
no, mate.
My brain. Yeah.
Oh, that's
You are
exactly
a
what.
wizard.
Clearly, I have brain rot from the amount of
Well,
memes
just
I've consumed over the years.
Like, but I can't be a wizard, Harry. I'm just Harry. Oh dear.
And then he goes Glaswegian the minute it starts like getting real swearing. Oh, fucking hell. Alright, sorry, Natsuki, she's northern. What's with this language? Hey? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns to the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant The language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Hey? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. Huh. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did like it, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Clocky did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. Bitch. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Clocky liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh no.
Oh! I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Hey! That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Clocky appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Fucking sad. I don't know what's going on with me today.
Yeah, you can see this is going crazy.
Huh? How do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Well, I'm being put into a position.
I like that you're going batshit crazy well before any of the horror stuff has really started.
I mean, this is a classic anime classroom fight, and you're the collateral damage.
This is a horror situation for a high school guy, I have to imagine.
Probably.
Right?
Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Oh shit. I mean, no, that's you. Shit.
Is everyone okay?
Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs started magic. What? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Clocky started showing up. Whoa.
I know, right? Whoa.
Did they change? I wasn't really paying attention. Perhaps they did. Natsuki.
Natsuki, that's a little.
This doesn't involve you! The eldritch
Trying to do
being.
two voices at the same time.
Yeah, that's hard.
I don't like fighting, guys.
Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Clocky. She's trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump right out of the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Clocky. Wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Clocky? Well... Here's where I actually just vomit.
Actually vomit, yeah.
How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me.
Of course, that's going to be. You might want to save here, given this is a choice. You never know when you might want. You know, you can.
I mean, that was just a random save.
We also haven't saved since 8:30, so it's probably also worth saving just in case something apocalyptic happens.
Is this like one of the first big choices then?
Barring
the first one where I sat with
well, yeah,
with
which
Yuri.
person you're going to befriend. In inverted
Damn it,
commas.
where's the say nothing option? That's my favourite Walking Dead Telltale playthrough.
Just to say nothing.
I just stand there. I'm the true horror here in this game. The
That's
Crimson.
the same way that
No.
if you're the person who picks the neutral option as Commander Shepard in Mass Effect going all the way through, usually what happens if you only pick the neutral option and never do any Paragon, Renegade, or like the Charm or Intimidate type stuff,
Hmm.
you get wrecked. Like everything goes so badly.
Oh no. I think
still.
that happened the very first time I played through ME1, and
just
like
doing
I
neutral
accidentally
response,
triggered certain weird romance options, and then
Oh yeah.
I think I ended up upsetting both Ash and bloody Liara,
Liara,
and it
wow.
went it all went terribly.
What a
but,
disaster. I mean, to be fair, it's bugged with Liara. If you try and use the Renegade option to shut her down, she thinks that you're dating now.
What?
Yeah, I know, right?
Does she like a bad boy? Wait, what the hell?
So you have to specifically pick the middle line one where it's like, let's just be friends.
Excuse me. Okay.
Right. Well, you've got to pick one, so it's a good thing you saved.
Is this like for like a locking in a romance thing? Because honestly, I want to pick the
It doesn't-
neutral one, just
nothing-
because I
nothing
don't.
locks- nothing locks anything in.
Okay. Natsuki.
There's
Natsuki
nothing
glares
here
at me,
locks
drying up any words I had in my mouth. So instead, I turn to Yuri. Yuri. But Yuri's expression is so defenseless, I can't bring myself to say anything to her.
anything. More vomit.
Sayori!
Eh?
Yeah! Everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable.
Look at Sayori's face.
How
Sorry,
can
I'm
the
just
two of
laughing
you
at
keep
her
fighting
expression.
when you know you're making your friend feel like this? Easy clap. Pick the neutral option.
Clocky.
Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her. I agree. It's unfair for others to interject their own feelings into our conflict. Yeah, unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being. She would never. Your immaturity. It's your immaturity that made her upset in the first place. Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why. Exactly why nobody likes.
Oh,
Dead silence.
Natsuki, Yuri. You guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people. And I
Yeah,
love them
drum
because
kit.
of their differences. Oh yeah, there is some drum kit. I don't think I ever noticed that before. Just sort of blended in. Natsuki's poems. They're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented.
I think I did the best option.
So why are we fighting?
Oh, in before they all start stabbing me. But because, well,
Also, Natsuki's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were.
what?
Big and beautiful. Sorry, I can't contain that line. It's just-
What the fuck?
I know, that line is such a what the fuck. That's how I feel reading that.
Sayori, have you just had an epiphany?
Sayori's
Yeah, Sayori stands
Oh.
triumphantly. Gay! Monica stands behind her with a bewildered expression. I'll make some tea. Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So, this is why Sayori is vice president. I whisper to Monica. Oh, right. Oh, I whispered that to Monica. She nods in return.
be honest, I might come off as a good leader and I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing of me.
Nah. It's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. I literally didn't have a fourth option.
Well, I guess that just means Sayori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she?
You could say that. She might. Oof. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. What the hell? So
I see.
rude.
Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get herself hurt.
What? kind of a line is that? That is, come on, that is threatening. Look at that. Like, I'm being a bit of a knob, and instead of like, whoa, don't need to be so rude, it's like, oh, take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get herself hurt.
Oh, I just looked in the chat. Alex is freaked out over that line.
Big and beautiful.
Alex, this is what happens, Alex, when you know, because I know Alex knows the whole deal of what's going on in this game. But obviously, I would assume that's because she's looked up spoilers rather than having watched someone play it or played it herself.
Right, I
So
see.
this is what happens. Oh, don't you?
Ah!
Okay. Well, in that case, you're along for a ride.
I mean, it is a ridiculous line. I almost choked on my
It
beverage.
is a ridiculous line. It's designed to be ridiculous.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And it executes that well, but at the same time,
Yep.
gotten it confused with other similar
Well,
games.
yeah, I'd hate
I mean,
to see yourself get.
That's very much by design as well, in that this game is designed to pull in people who
like all these kinds of
who
games.
like these kinds of games, and then not be what they were expecting.
I'm just waiting for the sucker punch
Anyway,
to kill me.
I would hate to see her get herself hurt.
That makes two of us. You can count on me. Monica smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Ooh, such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little more.
But to be fair, that line could also come across like, obviously, you knowing it's horror are going to accept those kinds of things. So.
Yeah, I'm clearly on my own agenda, which is probably.
Hatoful boyfriend haunts me. Yes, Alex. That game is weird.
Hatoful boyfriend. Yeah, that was pretty
I'm
weird.
not-
That's the pigeon one, right?
Yeah, that is the pigeon one.
Yeah.
And then there's the tank one is also very weird. The
Oh,
tank
God. Tank
But
dating.
none of them can top that time we watched Jeb play John Cena's Sexy High School Adventure.
Oh, don't remind me of John Cena's
That
Sexy
was
High
so
School
funny.
Adventure. That was a trip, Uncle
Because it
Funkle.
has things that women is a trip, Uncle Funkle. No, but yeah, that line could very much come across innocently if you weren't specifically like aware that the hammer's gonna fall or that pin's gonna drop at some point. But yeah, I can see why you'd interpret that as threatening. Anyway, okay, everyone, it's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun.
Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. What? Oh,
Cookie, how about you?
I'm Clocky. Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone.
Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing again tomorrow. And maybe you learned something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better.
I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems that everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I wanted to impress.
I'm not familiar with, well, I think I've heard the name Muv-Love, but I'm not familiar with it.
Excuse me?
That's what Alex has said in the chat. She said, I have started Muv-Love, and it is
Oh,
taking some effort to get through."
Love. I
But
just
to be fair,
I
think
misheard that, Gary.
I think I can guess what that might be about from the name, and that sounds weird. I can see why it would take some effort to get through.
I have no idea.
I'm hoping I'm wrong. Anyway.
Oh, like
I'm not-
mother?
Yeah, that's
Mother
my
lover?
concern. I'm wondering. I'm hoping it's not that.
Ugh.
Even if it's other people's mothers, it's still a little odd.
That is a yikes, yeah. I'm
Recommended
not-
with high praise from your uncle. I'm assuming this is your cool uncle, and that you wouldn't take game recommendations from your other uncle.
Yes.
Because you have multiple, right?
We do stan Alex's cool uncle.
Alex's cool uncle is very cool. No idea what the mum is. Mechas. Okay. Well, never mind if it's,
I mean,
if
actually,
it's
that is very in line with Alex's cool uncle.
I mean, yeah, a mecha dating sim sounds sick.
Wow, hot damn. I nod to myself with newfound determination. I'm going to play Muv-Love now.
No.
No.
It's the least special, yes. Oh, Clocky! Ready to walk home?
Off! Sure, let's go. Let's just
What was that? Oh, what was that?
No, because the way, at least the way I read that, you ready to walk home? Come on, boy.
Oh, my God.
Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier.
What do you mean?
You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often?
No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you?
No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you.
You know, Clocky, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone else is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you, too.
That's...
Every day is going to be so much fun.
Sigh. Why do I say sigh? Why is it in speech marks?
I don't know.
So weird. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's kick
Poem
it.
time! 20
Oh,
more
fuck.
words! Any thoughts after the next day about well, who to go for, I guess?
Honestly, no idea. Like, I don't... like,
It is. I get it, right? Like, it's weird just asking people to pick an archetype.
yeah, it's so strange. Like, that's a tasty flavor. Crimson aura.
Oh, are we just gonna go for the word crimson
Every time, yeah.
Because
Sorry, I
it's
need to
crimson
read this out as my own poem. Vanilla, crimson,
aura.
adventure.
Just not writing this down.
No, color.
Vanilla crimson adventure color.
Whirlwind, email, feather, lucky, poof, family, infinite promise, contamination, universe, boop, and beauty. Valentine holiday, intellectual, kitty.
You can just imagine him handing a piece of paper with that written on it.
What?
And they're like, wow, this is really good.
What the fuck is this? Oh, fucking hell.
Okay. Oh,
Sorry, I forgot. Another day passes, and it's time for the club meeting already.
Monstrosity of a poem. No, Alex, don't you shit talk me to masterpiece. Come on. Clocky, but his
God,
time and
Alex,
effort
I
into
thought we were
writing that.
friends. There's no need to roast me so hard. Bruh. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple of days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me.
Hi, Clocky.
Yo, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today.
I'm just still not used to you being in the club, that's all.
I see. That's a pretty simple thing to get you in a good mood. But I guess it's always the simple things with you anyway.
Speaking of which, I'm kinda hungry. Will you come with me to buy a snack?
No thanks.
Eh? That's not like you at all.
I have my reasons. Why don't we take a look at your purse, Sayori? Oh, I see.
Eh? Why that all of a sudden?
No reason, really. Okay. These people have been friends for a long time. I just wanted to look at it.
Ah,
Sayori nervously retrieves her coin purse. She fumbles with the latch and gets it open. Then she turns it upside down and lets its contents spill upon the desk. Only 2 small coins fall out.
I knew it. I could see right through you,
Sayori.
That's not fair.
Wow, that's quite...
How did you even know?
it's simple. If you had enough...
The way she's posed. And
Yeah.
everything.
I think...
It's very anime.
very anime. Also reminds me of Kirby for some reason. Like the... that kind of... Fire! If you had enough money in the first place, you would have bought a snack before coming into the club room. So either you're not hungry or wanted an excuse to take a walk, or you planned to conveniently forget that you spent all your money, so that I would lend you some. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry. That's your secret, Cap. And so, that only leaves the one option.
Entering mouthful mode.
No, no.
What? I give up. Don't make me feel guilty.
If you feel guilty, then that means you deserve to feel guilty.
That's a harsh line from the protagonist.
Ah ha ha ha. Yuri suddenly giggles. Hey? I didn't notice that she was listening in. Her face is in her book, as always. Aha! I wasn't listening or anything. It was just something in my book.
Yuri! Tell Blocky to let me borrow some money.
Oh my god, pyramid scheme time. Don't get me involved in something like that, Yuri.
Sayori.
Sayori. Blah, 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 blah. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is fair enough retribution.
Blah.
Ah, did I didn't mean that. I got too absorbed into my book.
I really like it when you speak your mind, Yuri. Doesn't happen much, but it's a fun side of you.
There's no way you could think that.
You were right, though. I did something bad and now I have to accept the revolution.
Retribution, my dear Watson.
That!
Still, coming from you, Sayori, I guess there's a little devil inside all of us, isn't there?
What? What? What?
Don't let her fool you. Sayori knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys she was bringing me to the club before she even told me.
But you wouldn't have come if it weren't for the cupcakes. So I had to trick Natsuki into making them.
Holy crap, is she a fae? Come on, give me more credit than that, Sayori.
Yeah!
Out of nowhere, something smacks Sayori in the face and tumbles onto the desk.
Ow!
It's a hammer.
What was... eh? A cookie?
Sure enough, it's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic.
Accept the revolution. Yes, Alex.
Yeah,
Accept
the revolution!
Da, da, da,
Oh,
da,
God.
No.
Sayori glances around.
Is this a miracle? It's because I paid my restitution.
Retribution. Actually, that one almost worked. Yeah, she Matty Belled it. I famously am bad for trying to remember like a
word.
big long fancy word and then getting one that's actually kind of close both in sound and in meaning, but it not being
Yeah.
quite right. I was just gonna give it to you. Oh, sorry, I was just gonna. But then I heard you blab about the cupcakes, and it was totally worth seeing your reaction, though.
Natsuki! That's so nice of you.
But-
I'm so happy.
Sayori
Sayori.
hugs the cookie. Jeez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite.
So good.
Sean Connery?
It's so good. It's rather too time, though.
God damn it.
Welcome to Doki Doki Literature Club.
No!
We're going to write
We
some poems today.
Oh god. Do you think a run of this game would be like weirder if we roleplay as Sean Connery? Like, oh my god, it'd certainly up the creepiness factor given how fucking old he is.
Yeah, that would be so weird.
No disrespect if Sean Connery ever sees the VOD, of course.
Isn't he dead?
Is he?
I think he died like a few years ago.
Did he?
Yeah.
What? Oh my god! I've been living under a rock.
Into his 90s. Still, rest in peace, Sean Connery.
Holy shit! Yeah, rest in peace.
My
Dory
joint
suddenly
favourite
clasps her hands over her mouth.
I bit my tongue.
You're going through a lot with just one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie.
Ah, yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it?
Jeez. Beggars can't be choosers.
Yours is chocolate.
Oh yeah, why do you think I gave you that one?
Fine. Still, I'm really happy that you shared this one with me.
Sayori gets out of her seat, goes behind Natsuki, and wraps her arms around her. Ah, jeez. I get it. Come on! Cookie's still in hand. Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off it. Oh, Sayori suddenly leaps down and takes a bite out of Natsuki's cookie. That is some cheeky shit. Hey! Did you seriously just do that? Mouth full, Sayori trots away to safety.
With the way she just zoomed off screen, I imagine it as a
Yuri and I laugh as well. Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monica, can you tell Sayori? Hey? Natsuki glances around. Monica isn't in the club room. Ugh. Where's Monica anyway? Good question. Have any of you heard anything about her being late today?
Not me.
Yeah, I haven't either. That's a bit unusual.
Hope she's okay.
Of course she's okay. She probably just had something to do today. That's pretty. She's pretty popular after all. Rah, rah, rah.
Eh? You don't think she has a...
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if she had another club. That's not. She's probably more desirable than all of us combined.
That's true.
Excuse me. Suddenly the door swings open.
Sorry, I'm super sorry.
Ah, there you are.
I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Eh? Monica chose the club over her boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed. But boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about?
Monica quizzically glances at me. Never mind that. What held you up anyway?
Ah. Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kind of just lost track of time.
That makes no sense though. You would have heard the bell ring at least.
I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano.
She plays piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monica. Despite the fact that you hand in your poems on bloody manuscript.
Composition, manuscript, yeah. Ah, I don't really. I just kind of started recently. I've always wanted to learn piano, just like me! No,
What? Your self-insert, OC.
No, definitely not. That's so cool. You should play something for us, Monica. That's...
Monica looks at me.
Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. Yay!
That sounds cool. I'd also look forward to it.
Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Flocky.
Monica smiles sweetly. Having a Marilyn Monroe moment, apparently. Ah. I didn't mean to pressure or anything like that.
Haha, don't worry. I've been practicing a whole lot recently. And I'd really love the chance to share once I'm ready.
I see. In that case, best of luck.
Thanks. So, I didn't miss anything, did I?
Not really. I choose to leave out Sayori's mischievous escapade. I'm sure Natsuki will end up complaining to her anyway. It looks like everyone has already settled down. Sayori somehow already finished her entire cookie. Yuri is back to her book, and Natsuki disappeared into the closet. What? Did she come out?
The closet at the back of the room.
No, I know. This girl's blazer does not fit. Yeah, it is.
Which one? Wait, which ones?
I'm assuming
All of them.
either Yuri with because of the big boobs, or because of Monica's. Yeah. I mean, she's too busy having a Marilyn Monroe moment.
If I remember correctly from watching someone else play this through, there's a bit in Sayori's route about her blazer not fitting properly either.
Oh, really?
Which is weird. But not in the history, just in someone else's. Oh man. Looks like
Man.
no one wants.
Yeah. Looks like no one wants to be bothered today. I slumped down into the nearest desk. How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature related by myself like this? I guess I would always read some of the book that Yuri gave me. But I'm feeling a little too tired to read. I could probably fall asleep right now. I close my eyes and end up listening in on Sayori's conversation with Monica.
We're probably gonna seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, though. Well, we can't give up.
Oh, right, yeah, no, like, Monica's blazer does not fit.
Not at all.
Nah.
Yeah. Yeah, because if I remember correctly from Sayori's route through this game, hers doesn't fit, which is why she's wearing it unbuttoned.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I imagine it'd have a similar effect if she was to try and button it up. Good lord.
It's still weird. The festival is our chance to show everyone what literature is all about. The problem is that the idea of a literature club sounds too dense and intellectual. But it's not like that at all, you know? We just need a way of showing that to everyone. Sorry, I was looking at chat.
That's alright, yeah, they are
agreed,
quite small.
agreed. I mean, that's probably just archetypal character design, again leaning into this being as appearing as typical as possible. Something that speaks to their creative minds. That doesn't solve the problem, though. What do you mean? Oh, hang on, Alex. No, I meant the blazers. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The blazers being too small is
part of the
probably
design.
part of the visual design to
For
make
sure,
it look as
yeah.
archetypal and weird as possible.
Yeah, because you're trying to draw in everyone that wants a sort of like high school dating sim, so
Yeah.
anime, yeah.
Yeah, it's trying to be very anime about it, I think. Anyway, even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will come in the first place if it's a literature event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know? And after they come, we can do the thing to speak to their creative minds.
What's this? Sayori is taking this really seriously. It's rare to hear her deliberating like this.
Huh, that's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick? What kind? Oh, well, I guess we could... Cupcake! Ahaha, good thinking. Natsuki would love to do that. Ah, you're right. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes. That works out perfectly. That wasn't why you suggested it? Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy. Cupcakes it is then. I'm hungry. Anyway, we still need to work out the details of the event itself.
Is she gonna consume our soul?
Who? Sayori?
Yeah,
Because she's hungry.
because she's so hungry.
Endlessly hungry.
Oh my god.
Sorry, next line, because I did see it. Oh, there we go.
I find myself smiling. In the end, Sayori is still her usual self, but therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all. Sayori can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I end up letting her get on my case about things. I can't help but wonder what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. Whoa, why are you so close? Ooh, wah! I open my eyes to find Sayori's face filling my vision. I nearly fall out of my fucking chair.
Sorry.
Wait. No, it does you.
I actually, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't the napping club.
Does our school have a napping club?
You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in a club, you're gonna have less time for anime, you know.
Look, if Floppy wants to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I say we let him.
Absolutely.
You'll need to get used to it.
Don't say that so loud. I'm not even finished with Stone Ocean yet. I glance over my shoulder to see if Monica overheard.
It's true, though.
Yeah, I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayori.
It's what I do best.
That's a problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you?
Eh? Not every day.
That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time?
That's
targeted.
it's a secret.
I knew it.
Come on. At least give me the benefit of the doubt.
I can't even do that. Look, Sayori, it's written all over you.
Eh?
Sayori glances around at herself.
Oh, how is it written all over me?
You were clearly in a rush this morning.
Oh, hang on, oh, okay. Not
What?
yet. We might be getting to the thing that I was just talking about with her blazer.
Oh, I see. Look, your hair is
Okay.
sticking out all around here.
Ah!
I run my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out. Man, you really need a brush for this.
My hair is just really hard to get right.
I won't fall for that. There's more than just your hair. Look,
He
you're...
is demolishing her.
Yeah, no, what the hell? This is like Arbit from that episode of Community.
Oh. Where he turns into like the bitch destroyer.
Yeah, yeah.
Walking around the school being like a bitch, mega bitch.
Yeah. Look, your bow isn't straight either. And there's a toothpaste stain on your collar right there.
And like
Try-
just insulting everyone's appearance.
Yeah,
Stuff
just
like
absolutely
that, yeah.
obliterating them. I tried to wipe off the stain with my finger.
Nobody would ever notice that.
Of course they would. Nobody's gonna tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Fortunately, I really don't care about that. Wow. Bit of an ass.
Mimi.
And you don't even keep your blazer buttoned up.
Here we are. See,
Oh,
I
no.
said it was coming up.
Seriously, Sayori. Why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet? Wait, is people's like determination of whether they're going to be in a relationship dependent on whether they button up their blazer? Or what?
Blazer status.
Eh? That's super mean.
Sorry, but you'll thank me later. Will she? I start to button her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. Oh god, what the hell?
CG
Oh
art time.
no.
Again, it's well drawn, but it's so weird.
Oh no.
It's so funny.
What is?
Well, I was just thinking about how weird it is to have a friend who does these kinds of things.
Don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it, stupid.
It's okay though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you?
Is that just the art style, or is like what's going on with her eyes?
It's just the art style that her eyes are like
Pokeballs.
super big, reflective, and Pokeball like. I mean, all of them are like that. If you look, they have like big
Fair.
Pokeball eyes.
Ah, I guess.
Hey, be careful. The button might come off.
Why is this one so hard to close? I struggle to fully close the button near her chest. Does this thing even fit you properly?
Well, Alex, it's been called out.
Oh no.
Shaded.
Yeah, that's
Didn't
true.
have
A shirt
on
doesn't
it.
button up properly. Sigh. If you ever buttoned it, you would have noticed sooner than that it doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about?
Oh god, it's time for another one of these line readings.
Okay. It means my boobs got bigger again.
Don't say that out loud! Anyway, you look much better now, so Ah,
Curse.
why does it
Jeez.
feel strange to see
Alex
Sayori's
tells it like
blazer
it is.
buttoned up like that?
But it's so stuffy.
Uh,
It's not worth it at all.
Sayori hastily unbuttons her blazer once more.
Phew. That's so much better.
Sayori puts her arms around and arms out and twirls around.
So if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right?
What kind of logic is that? And why are you saying that like it's a good thing?
Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't even let you do things like this. And you take care of me better than anyone else would, anyway. So that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned.
Stop saying all these embarrassing things.
Huh? I didn't say anything embarrassing.
Jeez. Well, anyway, just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier.
Only if you focus on going to bed earlier.
Hey, listen. It's a deal.
I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning.
You're doing it again, Sayori.
Aw, but I was joking that time.
And it's impossible to tell with you sometimes.
Oh no, misogyny alert.
Yeah.
Oh no, Alex.
Yep.
I mean, it might be true. Okay, everyone.
Monica suddenly calls out. Excuse me.
Why didn't we share the poems we wrote now?
Oh shit.
Yay! I mean, this again, Alex. This game is it's so deliberate, but you're right to call it out. Clocky, I can't wait to read yours.
Yeah, same. I recall that Twitch chat absolutely roasted my poem. I felt to sound enthusiastic, but Sayori still trots away to retrieve her poem.
Twitch chat is the next gender crimes. You're right. It's true, Alex. You're right to be off it.
Yeah.
I fully get I fully understand. Or at the very well, I don't know if I should necessarily have said you're right, but I fully accept and understand that's like that makes sense, you know. And I guess in that sense you're right. Anyway, yeah. What are we doing? Do we want to mix the order up?
I'm gonna mix the order up in the sense of I'll go Monica, Yuri, Natsuki, Sayori.
Okay.
Because I think, judging by the game's mechanics.
That was the Sayori route step that we just did.
Yes,
today,
yeah, exactly. So we'll do her last.
Oh, Alex is saying Yuri Goth Girl Supremacy.
Sure, okay, we'll go Yuri first.
Alright, we'll go Yuri first.
Fucking Elcor, here we go. Let's see what you've written for today. This is pretty good, Clocky. Were you influenced by seeing everyone's writing styles yesterday? Fucking Jesus, I guess you could say that. I was also a bit surprised by how differently everyone writes, so I respect you for trying new things. You don't need to be afraid to be a little more daring. Metaphors can go a long way. Don't feel like you need to work your brain like turning a bunch of gears. Try letting your mind wander through your feelings, and write down the things you see and hear. That's one way to truly enable your reader to see into your mind. Oh god. She, what do you call them? The big eye people.
Oh, what the...
Observer.
Like a beholder. Or
Beholder, that's it! That's a beholder. It's a very intimate exercise.
God, if she's a beholder, that would be crazy.
That would be terrifying, yeah. They're not boobs, they're actually just giant eyes.
Jesus.
Yikes.
But how do they see anything?
They only see when they need to.
I see.
I see. Well, that's certainly an interesting technique. Thanks for sharing. I have, well, an example of that, if you'd like to read it.
Oh, time for more literary
Of
analysis.
course.
Let's go.
Is this the poem you wrote for today? Yuri nods and timidly hands me her poem. The raccoon.
Shall I start? Okay, you started. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack.
My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window.
That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human.
I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences.
Well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more.
The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom.
The bread, my hungry curiosity.
The raccoon, an urge.
The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light of my cutting knife.
The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend.
I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited.
Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal.
The raccoon has taken to following me.
You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other.
The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy.
Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement.
A rush of blood, classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread.
And I feed myself again.
Any thoughts?
I don't like it. Am I the raccoon? Is she the knife wielder? What? Am I the player? The raccoon? Because I have to keep coming back? She's feeding herself, yeah, she's feeding herself emotionally, yeah. By having me continually come back. Because,
Interesting.
you know, main character...
By socializing with the raccoon, yeah. And as if the raccoon's taken to following her around and that they're used to each other.
Again, because I'm always worried about a sinister, like, backdrop, like,
And
for
obviously
what
you can
purpose?
see from before the first paragraph that she knows she shouldn't feed the raccoon.
Exactly.
Because it will keep coming back. Have you seen their little hands? They are friends. Yes, raccoons are friends. That's true.
This is true, yeah.
Apart from, like, if you've ever seen a video of them, like, taking cat food off a porch and running away, it's crazy because they do, like, an adorable little, like, toddler waddle.
Oh god, they're like little
Because
criminal boys.
Because they're carrying the food in their hands, and then they're, like, waddling off with their legs.
It's so
like
funny.
Cheeky little criminals.
Right, okay. I getting more concerned
That's
with
a
each
good little
poem.
bit of analysis.
Yeah. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. Indeed, it's more of a short story. I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style. Using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery.
Wait, hang on. The raccoon washing candy floss in the river? Oh,
I
God,
have.
Another video I need
I
to Google
have.
after
It's
I'm done
so
here.
fucking adorable. It's so good.
Alright, well, I'm googling that after we're done here,
Yep.
along with the Voldemort laugh
Of
with this
course.
compilation.
And conveying
Very good.
emotions through them. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's those sorts of things that I'm usually forced to keep to myself. So sometimes I enjoy writing about them. Yeah, she's definitely the knife wielder, which is terrifying. Why do you keep them to yourself? Because they're embarrassing, and people would make fun of me. Don't you have anything like that, Clocky? Yes, I taxidermy.
You take it at face value, it's just a quirky Tumblr girl.
Yeah, that's yeah.
But
No,
Alex has said
absolutely, yeah.
Extremely normal. Yeah.
I'm not sure that's where this
But then
is
again,
going though.
A lot of the quirky Tumblr girls would be the sort of people who are talking about the exact thing Yuri's talking about.
Absolutely.
Hiding some of your hobbies out of embarrassment.
Yeah,
Certainly
no.
some of them, not all of the quirky Tumblr girls. Some of them are really out there, but
Yes. Depends what flavor of quirky, but yeah. Well, yeah, I guess I do. I feel like everyone has a little something like that. The best we can do is respect each other and our individualities, even if it's difficult sometimes and some things make us uncomfortable. I see that poem and I see Potter fan 69. Yeah. Perhaps she's got her own magnum opus of My Immortal.
Oh
Um,
God! Is this the girl who wrote my immortal?
It was Yuri all along. No, she's far too like literate to have made all the spelling mistakes
Yeah,
of
that's true.
Inobobi.
Inobi.
Inobi.
She would never have written something
No.
like that.
After all, if I hadn't
She's also
learned
not
to
constantly
embrace my own
rambling about
weirdness,
lighting Panic at the
I would
Disco.
probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad you were a good listener.
Elaborate, exciting,
Listener.
self-satire. I mean, it could be, right? Entirely possible. Right, who's next?
Whoever is next, I'm gonna have to take a very short break as I go pee.
That's fine.
So feel free to rechat.
Yeah, okay. I suppose I'll collect chat's opinions on who we should talk to next for when Matty comes back. It's looking like we'll probably get to the end of this day and then call it for the stream, which means no creepy stuff yet, but or no really creepy stuff yet, rather. If you know, you know. Sorry, I'm just enjoying the music. I was saying before about how this game's soundtrack appears a lot in my like study or like work playlist because it's just nice easy background listening. Especially if I'm like writing for my writing a research paper or whatever. It's not the kind of literature this game focuses on, but it's technically literature. Okay, Alex Fitzmonica. I would probably say the same. You do have to pay your respects to the Queen of the Club. Or the Queen of Clubs, if you will. Haha. We'll
I
see
have
what,
returned.
what-
Monica,
welcome
is it?
back. Alex has suggested Monica. I made
Yeah.
I made a bad poker joke based off of.
I did hear.
Oh, you heard. Oh, of course, right. Wireless headphones.
Wireless headphones.
Yeah, we can get Monica next.
Monica.
Hi again, Clocky. How's the writing going?
All right, I guess.
I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece.
I wouldn't count on that.
You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today?
Sure. Here you go. I give my poem to Monica.
All right. I like this one.
Alex didn't.
It makes me think of something Sayori would like.
Is that so?
You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sorts of things in common.
Ah, well. We may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different.
Well, that may be the case. But maybe there are also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you. It sounds like the two of you really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you'd think. I mean, all I can really... I don't know if murderous is the word I'd use, Dan, but wait and see is all I can say about that. And I don't know what you're talking about. It's a perfectly normal game about joining a literature club at a high school.
I mean, so far, yes, genuinely.
And so far, that actually is what it has
Apart from
been.
some possible sinister poems.
But anyway, we don't want to delve too deep into spoiler territory.
Indeed.
In this, because Matty's not seen it. So be careful, Dan. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem.
You sure you're not reading too much into it?
Haha, I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing has a kind of gentle feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too?
Yeah, that's totally unexpected. And yeah, same Dan. Like I just know it's like there is some horror, sinister element. So I have no idea what kind of horror it could be.
I think I knew you hadn't played it, Dan, but I'm just worried about you like accidentally saying something that you might have heard, if that makes sense. Well, to each their own. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. But anyway, you want to read my poem now?
Oh God, am I ready?
I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too.
All right, let's have a look.
I mean, you remember the last one with about the whole of infinite choices. and
Yes,
meaningless
yes.
ones.
Save me.
The colours, they won't stop. Wake me
Bright,
up and find them.
beautiful colours.
Flashing, expanding, piercing,
Red, green, blue.
and endless
Cacophony.
of meaningless.
Noise.
The noise, it won't stop.
Violent, grating waveforms.
Squeaking, screeching, piercing.
Sine, cosine, tangent.
Like playing a chalkboard on a turntable.
Like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust.
And endless
Oh,
of meaningless.
load me.
The title was Save Me. Last line is load me.
yeah. The poem is a disc. Is the obvious metaphor.
Yeah?
The whole like the noise, it won't stop. That is classic kind
And
of like
comparisons
2-sentence bad
to-
horror.
And comparisons to turntables and vinyls.
Yes, yeah, that makes me think of that on a pizza crust. Tasty. I like the whole like pushing with the tab.
Thing he does. It's really cool.
These are like genuinely like they actually bothered with the poems, which I respect.
Poems are all very clever. I particularly like Monica's. Like they're really interesting.
Especially when I eventually find out like
What's going on?
the deeper meaning, because if they've all got like a little hint.
They do
So-
all have hints to the greater meaning.
Is she a robot?
Play on, and we will
Well,
see what she has to say.
It's even more abstract than your last one, huh?
Ahaha. I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it.
No, I never said that. Never realized you were a synth. Which is the kind of thing I've never really seen before, I guess.
I kind of like playing with my space on the paper.
Yeah, I like that.
Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise.
I see. It's like using white space in art. It's still hard for me to tell what it was about, though.
Ahaha. Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression of a feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something.
I feel like we're just like, we're learning about how to write poems.
Yeah, I mean, you're certainly getting some useful literature tips,
Yeah.
right? Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day.
Hooray!
Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game.
Um.
You never know when you might change your mind,
What?
or when something unexpected may happen. Wait, is this tip even about writing? What am I even talking about? That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
I don't mind a fourth wall break every now and again, but the fact that this is a horror game. Oh no.
Fun.
This just
Did you enjoy
sprinkling
that?
in the mundane stuff and
Did you enjoy that?
oh
I did.
no.
I really enjoyed. I knew that was coming, and I enjoyed getting to read that.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, it's not really any worse than your last one, but I can't really say it's any better either. Phew. Huh? Phew? What? Well, anything that isn't a train wreck, I'll take as a win. And I get the feeling you're probably the most critical. Hey, what makes you... Wait, maybe that was a compliment. Aha! Glad to see someone recognizes my experience. Well then, keep practicing and maybe you'll be as good as me someday. That's, something tells me Natsuki completely missed the point. Come to think of it, this kinda reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday. Hey, you think so? Yeah, well, I guess if you've been friends with her for so long, you might be on the same wavelength. But you never really struck me as her type. Sayori has a type all of a sudden? Well, I don't know, but honestly, how can someone so fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? It's like she's dragging around a dead weight. Well, I'm gonna die. That was a little unnecessary. But think of it this way, if it weren't for me, she would probably just fly away, like letting go of a balloon. You could say we take care of each other in our own way. Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem. Here.
Amy likes spiders.
You know what I heard about Amy?
Amy likes spiders.
Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders.
That's why I'm not friends with her.
Amy has a cute singing voice.
I heard her singing my favorite love song.
Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound.
To the rhythm of the... I think it's probably... I don't know if
To
that's
the
meant to
rhythm of
be
the
on a
word.
separate line.
Yeah, that's fine.
But she likes spiders.
That's why I'm not friends with her.
One time, I hurt my leg really bad.
Amy helped me up and took me to the nurse.
I tried not to let her touch me.
She likes spiders, so her hands are probably gross.
That's why I'm not friends with her.
Amy has a lot of friends.
I always see her talking to people.
She probably talks about spiders.
What if her friends start to like spiders too?
That's why I'm not friends with her.
Doesn't matter if she has other hobbies.
It doesn't matter if she keeps it private.
It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone.
It's gross.
She's gross.
The world is better off without spider lovers.
And I'm gonna tell everyone.
Right, okay. This is screaming to me some kind of bigoted homophobia or like racism, right? Like this is in it. This is so fash. Holy crap. Like
I mean, it might. Again, you might be taking it at complete face. I mean,
I am
think
taking it
that's
at face value,
are
but like
about complete face value. It could also be that she's highlighting the stupidity of those kinds of judgments that people make.
no, for sure, yeah. Like it could be
Right.
putting yourself in the shoes of a fucking racist or whatever.
Gosh, yeah, like this is just.
it's honestly, yeah. It's honestly like yikers. Like
I can see why you'd read it that way for sure.
like she likes spiders, so her hands are probably gross. It's like bam, like that's like straight up that's the kind of metaphor that people like homophobes would like have said about AIDS and stuff, right? Like
exactly.
oh, can't go
Like,
near them.
yeah.
Like fucking
Yeah.
hell.
I mean, if you read on, I believe it's made more clear than.
Yeah,
it's
she'll
supposed to be,
she'll
like,
explain. It's
highlighting
just
that-
you see what I mean though. Like,
Yeah. It's just Natsuki's very much the type of.
what if her
person to
friends start to
take
like
it
spiders
to
too?
her-
What if I catch the gay? Like, bruh.
Yeah, that's.
Let's hope she's not a
very much the kind of
fascist.
person to have a clear message with her poems that like, and also she's absolutely the sort of person to call someone like that an idiot if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like to their face.
Still though, it's like I'm entirely taking the poem like on its own. So
Like I can see why you'd read it like that way. So that's really interesting though, because I've never seen anyone immediately jump to that. And for you and Alex both to do that in the chat is that's really interesting to me.
I think that's just more sort of indicative of like the kind of like background sentiments rather of the homophobia in this country. Like
Yeah,
there's a lot of
I mean,
like,
to be fair, like
ugh.
when I played through this, that didn't occur to me because
Yeah, symptom of being on
was a lot
Twitter.
less-
Yeah, that's right.
I
I need to
when
log
I-
off clearly.
I mean, to be fair, I also see a lot of stuff written like that sarcastically, if that makes sense. So I guess I kind of absorbed it through a very sarcastic lens.
That's fair.
But at the same time, at the same time, I totally like now that I'm like now that I think more about these things.
Yeah,
which
like I don't think that's what they were going
necessarily
for in terms
this
of,
game.
or if they were, it's, as you say, is applying it to the context of the character and the author, and being, that's how
Yeah,
you
the author
analyze
being-
anything. You'd look at the author and their values and stuff. It could be that if that's what they were intending, then that's possibly what she was like, taking a piss out of, like they're like, how
It's
stupid.
absolutely the kind of poem I think that one writes if they're venting about being judged for
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
That makes sense. Whatever it may be, it could be something small or something like big.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Well, not bad, right? It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's. Yesterday's was way too short. I was just warming up. Oh, you didn't think that was the best I could do? No, of course not. Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies, and it helps people realize how stupid they're being. Yeah.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Like, anyone would agree that the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk. Do you know people like that? Of course. It's about how everyone thinks That doesn't matter. It can be about anything. I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or guilty pleasure. She coming out? You said she was in the closet, so something that.
I mean, this game did resonate unbelievably with the LGBT
Yeah.
like a lot of games do.
Yeah. Something that you're afraid if people find out, they'd make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes as long as they're not hurting anyone and it makes them happy?
There we go. Much better now.
Yeah. No, it was very much like a highlight of the shoes of a bigot.
Yeah, like lampshading it, almost.
Yes, I think that's. I can't remember exactly
Is that
what
the
that
right
term is.
use of that word?
I can't remember.
Matty.
Again, I'm the wrong person to ask. I would only Matty Bell it.
Yes, Alex.
I think people really need to
We
learn to
stand.
respect others for liking weird things. Thank God she's not
We
fash.
stand.
Oh, that's
We
funny.
stand her not being
We do.
fash.
And like that's good art, I suppose, to sort of put it out there like that. And it absolutely required the explanation, because
I
taking
think
it
we'll
at
have to
face
end the
value is
stream
terrifying.
At the end of today, by the way, or the start of the next day, as in the in-game day.
Yeah.
Because, we've gone past.
Oh
the-
yeah. We'll talk to
We'll play to the end of
all
yeah,
of
we'll
them
play-
and then finish the day.
Yeah, that seems
Okay.
smart. Okay.
Yuri wrote about something similar today. Huh? Did you say Yuri? Yeah. She said her poem was about an unusual hobby of hers. I didn't really get it, but she said something similar to you. That people shouldn't make each other feel insecure about those things. Really?
Obviously, this conversation wouldn't have happened if
Wow.
you'd gone to Natsuko
Ah,
before Yuri.
okay.
In which case, maybe when you'd gotten to Yuri, something like the same kind of conversation.
Yeah,
would
similar
happen the
thing.
other way around.
Well,
It's clever like that.
it's nice, yeah. Makes
Small
rather than
difference.
just having the straight options, it has like it overlaps, right?
And it makes it pretty organic.
It does,
the-
yeah, for sure.
The flow of the game, the way you move from one to the other, but it affects what you say based on what you've seen.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Yuri's pretty weird, so I wouldn't doubt that she has some weird hobbies. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's not like I would judge her or anything. Natsuki has trouble finding words. So do I. I guess I should try not to be so mean to her. Hey, if she feels insecure about her weird behaviours and stuff. I mean, I always hate people who make me feel insecure. And Yuri made me feel insecure yesterday. But the way you put it, it sounds like she's learned her lesson. Well, I would say so. Even if her writing style is really different, I'm sure she'll appreciate the message in your poem. It's what I do best, after all. I don't like writing unless there's a good message to take away from it. Like, conveying emotions is important, but I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that! I'm gonna go write a good one for tomorrow too, so look forward to it.
And just see Ori left.
Bam.
Blech.
Oh my goodness! This is so good, Clocky.
Is it?
I love it. It's especially after yesterday's poem.
Yeah, it must be better, because it's still the same 20-word format, I'm afraid.
Yeah, 20-word format.
You're too honest sometimes, Sayori.
Oh, but really, I want to put this on my wall. Can I?
Sayori, you must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either.
Jeez. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it?
Yeah? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know? So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's a clocky poem.
Fucking what?
And that makes it feel extra special. An M&S poem.
No.
Like,
Oh
I
my
can feel your
god.
feelings in it.
Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird, Sayori.
Well, I'm not very good at figuring out if poems are good or bad. But that's why I just go by my heart. If it makes me feel things, then it must be a good poem.
I'm not sure that's exactly how it works. Then again, I guess conveying feelings is a pretty important part of this whole thing. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I don't even know what kind of writing you like in the first place.
Yeah. Me neither.
Why don't you at least try giving it some thought?
Aw, you want to write something for me? That's so sweet.
Yeah, right. But you're always thinking about other people. You need to think about yourself once in a while. If you don't, you might end up getting hurt at some point.
Huh? Well, I don't really know what you mean, but I'll try to keep it in mind.
That's what's her face said. Monica.
What?
If you don't, you might end up getting hurt.
No, I suppose that's true. Yeah, she did
I
mention it.
am obeying the queen. The queen of club.
By looking out for Sayori.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
Anyway, let's see. I guess I like happy poems. Wait, sometimes I like sad poems too. Sometimes a little bit of both. There's a word for that, right? What's the word I'm looking for? Bittersweet. Yeah. I like things that are happy and things that are sad.
Happy and sad? I can't see you liking something sad, Sayori.
Well, I like happy the most. But sometimes when you have a little rain cloud in your head, a sad poem can help give the rain cloud a little hug. And make a nice happy rainbow.
Sayori, that's unexpectedly poetic.
Ah, it is?
Almost as if you are learning in a literature club.
Yeah. Maybe I'm getting better at expressing my feelings after all. Thanks, Clocky. I should go write that down then. You can read my poem now, okay? Bottles.
I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar.
It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams.
Little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens.
I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out.
It's warm and tingly.
But there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe.
And I put the bottle on the shelf with all of the other bottles.
Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in bottles. All in a row.
My collection makes me lots of friends.
Each bottle has starlights to make amends.
Sometimes my friend feels a certain way.
Down comes a bottle to save the day.
Night after night, more dreams.
Friend after friend, more bottles.
Deeper and deeper my fingers go.
Like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies.
Digging and digging.
Scraping and scraping.
I blow dust off my bottle caps.
It doesn't feel like time elapsed.
My empty shelf could use some more.
My friends look through my locked front door.
Finally, all done. I open up and in come my friends.
in they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much?
I frantically pull them from the shelf, one after the other.
Holding them out to each and every friend.
Each and every bottle.
But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile between my feet.
Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts. All in shards, all over the floor.
They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling.
They're all shouting, pleading, something.
But all I hear is echo, 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 echo.
Inside my head. Oh damn.
Thoughts on this one?
The metaphorical kind of leads me to like the whole like it's like kind of like mental health struggles really. Is what I see. Like bottle is like, you know, it's like you're having to put on this facade. It's not even necessarily false, but it's like, you know, like you have to expend so much for everyone else, and then
Yeah.
when you start struggling, let one go, shatters between the tiles between your feet, and then it all goes tits up, and then nobody's happy because you're not happy. You're actually having a bad time.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's very much like mental health metaphor, is what I see.
Yeah.
But then there's
Okay.
also the horror aspect, where if I take it quite literally,
Scooping memories.
Scooping deeper and deeper, my fingers go, exploring a dark
Into her
cave,
brain.
discovering the
Popping.
secrets in my brain.
like, yeah, it's kind of fucked.
The
Scraping.
top of her head off like a cookie jar.
Yeah, and like the fight, you know, just pop the top of I pop off my scalp, like, kind of like going for the spicy, like violent imagery almost, like,
Yeah.
yeah, like, but which, you know, you could even tie that together in the it's sort of like reminiscent of like zombies, right? And she's feeling like a zombie because she can't feel happy like as all the
Yeah.
time.
I
Because
get
she
it.
can feel happy, but not all the time. And then when she can't, it's like she feels like she's letting everyone down.
Okay.
That's
That's a good analysis. I
that's
like
yeah.
that. Let's keep that in mind.
Holy crap! Sayori, did you really write this?
Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was going to write the best poem ever?
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't expect something like this coming from you.
Monica taught me a whole lot. And I've really been in touch with my feelings recently.
I see that. It's almost kind of creepy.
Creepy.
Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm used to you being so cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good and you should be proud of it.
Aw, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing is like magic.
Okay, there's been 2 comparisons to magic with writing now. Worrying. Worrying.
Yeah, Alex is saying big old depression vibes. And
Yeah, big
Yeah,
depression,
like-
but yeah, absolutely. You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you keep it up.
Yeah. Writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die.
Yeah. Don't get ahead of yourself. Sayori's always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. Ooh, ADHD. I wonder if this is one of those times. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic.
Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room.
Ooh. Is this about the festival?
Well, sort of.
Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations.
Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? You won't need much more than a few decorations. Sayori has been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event.
Okay, that's great and all. But this doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event.
Ah, sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing.
Performing? You fucking what? Monica.
Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is, we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Sayori's putting it all on the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time.
Sayori, who's been colouring a poster, holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't already start putting those posters up, did you?
Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea?
Well, no. It's not a bad idea. I didn't sign up for this, you know. There is no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that. I agree with Natsuki. I could never, in my life, do something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear.
I? No, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple of days ago. It's a lot to ask for them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that. So, I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and each put on a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about. Yeah! It's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, and having fun. That's right. And it's those reasons we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share that with others? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it.
Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Sayori and Monica have been trying really hard to get new members. The least we could do is help them out a little bit. I went from, like, I don't want to show everyone my poems and being like, oh, well, you know, these guys are just 4 people, to, I will get up on stage and show my poems.
Exactly, like he's getting into it. He's being a responsible club member.
Perhaps one of the 2 vice prezzies have some kind of like influence over me. Like sinister horror influence is where I'm thinking, but yeah.
Interesting.
Least we could do is help them out a little bit.
I mean, to be fair, he is also trying to put on a good show to get
True,
them to
yeah.
like him.
Yeah, for face value, yeah. Well, maybe, but it looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left. Okay, fine. I guess I'll just have to get it over with.
All right.
Phew.
Phew.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri?
Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone else's expectant faces. Sigh. I guess I don't really have a choice.
Haha, that's everyone. You're the best, Yuri.
This club is seriously going to be the death of me. Sinister.
I love just getting to any line that talks about anything like that, and you just being like, Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other.
No way! Monica, this is too sudden.
Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers?
Oh no.
Don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable. Can I go next? Aha, of course. Now, let's see.
Monica flips through her notebook to the specific poem she has in her mind for herself. She then stands behind the podium.
title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Ahem.
Monica begins
Yeah, sadly,
reciting her
you don't get to
poem.
hear you don't get to hear these ones, sadly.
Ah, okay. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before, or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monica. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monica finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. Monica takes a breath and smiles.
That was so good, Monica. Aha, thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori?
I'll go next.
Ah, Yuri's all fired up all of a sudden.
Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium. This poem is called... Yuri anxiously glances at each of us.
You can do it, Yuri.
It's called... Afteri Mage.
After image.
After image of a crimson eye.
Afteri Mage.
I want to play the Afteri Mage. That sounds like my class.
It does sound like a weird mage subclass. I still can't
fucking
believe you
funny.
misread that.
I've never seen it as one word.
Just one word. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. But it is. You can technically write it as.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yuri's voice shakes. Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. She's not the narrator. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? I'm saying it now, like Monica is some kind of like power of influence. As Yuri gets past the first couple of lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering words transform into the sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in its structure that she enunciates with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire that Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality. Snaps back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. And glances around her as if she bewildered even herself. I am the real Slim Shady. It's up to me to save the situation.
It did say earlier that she stood up. So
Exactly. What the hell is that? Is that a reference?
probably not.
I'm the first to start applauding. You are the real Slim Shady. Everyone joins me afterward. We give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were caught so off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back into her seat.
Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing.
It looks like Yuri is down for the count.
Okay. I guess I'm next then.
So Yuri hops out of her chair and cheerfully walks to the podium.
This one's called My Meadow. Sorry, I giggled.
So Yuri,
It's a lot harder than I thought. How do you guys do it so easily? Try not to think of it like you're reciting to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best that way. I see. Okay then.
Sayori begins her poem. Somehow, it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were to read this on paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it, but hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew through and through. Sayori finishes and we applaud.
I did it!
Good job, Sayori.
Even Clocky liked it. I guess that's a good sign.
What does that even mean?
It came out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely. But it might be that some other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery. I don't really understand. In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. They might need a little more force behind them, depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. But well, I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do it in front of everyone. Then next time, I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more. We don't have much time before the festival, you know. Okay. Now, who's next? Natsuki? Oh, sorry, I read that one for you.
Don't make me go before Clocky. It's not like I could compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Clocky lower everyone's standards a little before I have to do it.
Natsuki.
It's fine, it's fine. Might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll just have to go with what I wrote for today. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Vanilla. Crimson.
Crimson. Oh, it's like Adventure, I think was the next.
Oh yeah. Okay, I can't remember the exact order. Fuck's sake. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. Especially when I only have a 20-word poem. I recite my shit poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. Sorry, I'm not really as good as everyone else.
Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that'll improve over time, though.
Yeah, fucking got it in one.
Alright then. That just leaves you, Natsuki.
Yeah. I'm going. Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium. The poem is called... Why are you all looking at me?
Because you're presenting.
Anyway, the poem is called Jump. Stand up, sit down, or whatever the fuck it was, the words.
And then jump. Yeah. God damn it.
Oh god. Take it. Oh god damn it. Wait, I started saying the fucking lyrics to oh god. The Bob the Builder cover of Mambo No. 5. Stand up, sit down, throw it all around. Put your hands on the ground. Oh my god. Clearly, I have no brain. Jesus.
Oh my god.
Once she starts reciting the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. While she's still a little unenthused. Yeah. Her poem has a rhythm and a rhyme to it, almost like Mambo No. 5. It's Natsuki's trademark style, wow! And it works surprisingly well when spoken aloud. The words feel like they bounce up and down and moving it all around, giving life to the poem. Natsuki finishes and everyone applauds. Fuck! She huffs back to her seat. God damn it.
That wasn't so bad, was it?
Easy for you to say. You better not make me do that again.
Ah, well. Do you at least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people?
I mean, doing it in front of other people will be way easier. I could put on whatever face I want for other people. When it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing.
That's a surprise, Natsuki. I would think it would be the other way around for me.
Well, that's just how it is, so...
Well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming through. It might be hard, but I hope that you have all... I hope that you all have an idea of what it is like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting.
Jeez. I should probably find some other poem to recite instead.
That's fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all this effort for the club. It makes me really happy.
Ah, yeah, no problem.
Okay, everyone. I think that's about it for today. I know the festival is coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nicely so far, so I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow and then we'll have the weekend to prepare.
Also, Alex is right. Banger alert for Mambo No. 5,
Mambo No. 5
including the Bob the Builder version.
Yeah. Monday's the big day. I can't wait.
I can do this. I can do this. Alright. I stand up. And then I sit down. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monica, but I'll do my best to get through it. If it's for the sake of the club, the cult, the club, and impressing Monica.
Yeah, for the sake of the cult, yeah.
And I'll have to do my best and invest my life savings. Ready to go, Sayori?
Yep.
Look at you two, always going home together like that.
It's kind of adorable, isn't it?
I've just noticed that fucking Natsuki has like a fucking gremlin tooth.
Yeah, she does have a little
She's a
fan.
vampire, but no, that's quite common in anime actually. So,
Yeah, she does have a little anime fang.
yeah. Jeez, guys, don't make such a big deal out of it. It must be a little nice, though. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that?
It's okay, Clocky. You don't have to say it.
Whatever, let's go already. I walk home with Sayori once more. Even though it's only been a few days, a lot of things have already changed. But today, Sayori is being a little quieter than usual on the way home. Hey, Sayori. ...
Yeah. Sorry, I was spacing out.
Ah, no wonder.
I was thinking about something from earlier. Like, I like how we get to... I mean...
Sayori fumbles with her words.
So let's just say that one day, Yuri asked to walk home with you. What would you do?
What kind of a question is that? You put me on the spot here.
Difficult decision time. What was Monica's writing tip of the day that wasn't about writing? Remember to save your game.
Yuri doesn't live near me.
That's true.
Why would I walk home with Yuri when she doesn't live near me?
Walk to the wrong side of town.
Literally, and then walk back alone?
Well,
Or she'd do
Yeah.
the same for me, and like, so she'd walk me to my house and then leave? Because, god damn it, Alex, goth titties. That's why. Oh, like, is that what Sayori's implying? That I'd go home with that person?
I don't know.
Because in terms of, like, the innocent, like, veneer of this game, then it absolutely wouldn't make sense to walk home with Yuri at all, because I'd walk home alone. Or vice versa.
Playing courtship.
She's implying
Yeah,
courtship.
I
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah, I think she's just asking whether, if you were asked by Yuri to do that, would you do it?
So is this like who I would romance?
I don't think it definitively forces you down one route or the other to pick this, but it does suggest a leaning that way. Of the two.
I mean, who did you go with out of interest?
This is actually difficult because, put it this way, like I say, when I first played this, I think I went down like the Yuri route, so I would have picked Yuri here. Obviously, I've said before, I think Monica's probably my favorite on balance.
Sure.
But these days, I actually think it's pretty much a 50-50 toss-up which one I like more out of Yuri and Sayori. They have like different qualities, so
Yeah.
I don't really know like who I'd pick. I mean, Alex is saying Sayori for the childhood sweetheart value, which is which is real cute.
Well, it's like, Your Lie in April, if you've ever seen that anime.
I haven't. I mean, like I said, I haven't actually watched a lot of anime. Put it this way: Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was like the first proper like anime I actually properly watched. If you don't count the random Food Wars stuff that I watched with you guys at uni.
That's fair.
And now I'm working through JoJo's.
Yeah.
Like I know that I would like a lot of it if I watched it, but it's just time.
Well,
I
that
don't
one
think
is
these
like
days.
very much a sort of slice of life kind of thing, but it has such a deeper emotional like sledgehammer.
Okay, maybe I'll check it out.
And like the way they set up a lot of it. Fruits Basket is also very good.
That sounds interesting.
It's also very strange. But it's I actually really loved it.
Excellent fluff.
Very
Oh.
fluff. I felt things TM watching both of those. Definitely cried multiple times at both of them. But with the Your Lie in April one, I think like it was a similar kind of dichotomy of the sort of like, you know, mysterious hobby girl.
I like
and-
the shy nerdiness of
and-
Yuri, but I really
yeah.
enjoy the like earnest joy.
And then the earnest
Sayori.
childhood
So-
sweetheartness of Sayori was definitely the same kind of like duality they had in that show. But Fruits Basket does come with a misogyny warning. Apparently,
I see.
the original running of it was a lot worse, but
Interesting.
the like current one that's just finished, where they sort of retold it properly, is less bad, but it is still there. Because I were a couple of times, I was like,
Well,
ooh,
If
yikes.
I end up checking it out, I guess we'll see. We've overrun by 40 minutes, by the way.
Lol,
so
okay.
crikey.
I'll leave it there. I think I've saved it.
You've saved it? Okay. Well, you're gonna have a big choice to make when you get back.
Indeed, that is
Do you
quite
really wanna leave
the
it there?
wolf.
Alright. Okay.
But
I
yeah.
guess just hit load just to check and see. Well, there you go. What do you make of it so far?
So far,
It's been
There's-
very
it's
cutesy.
been
There's not a whole
exactly
lot of-
like what it's advertised, in the sense of like the hiding the true nature of it.
Yeah, but there's been some stuff. that
There's
you've
been some
picked up
stuff
on.
in there, like, you know, like you could see that little save the game thing as like a better.
That was such. I really enjoyed.
that
Like,
was-
I knew that was coming. I had so much fun reading that out.
It could be like an innocent little. Oh yeah, so it's like a save your game, because anything that didn't play with your expectations.
And the whole bitch, the thing she says afterwards, where she says, "Oh, hello and welcome to Jurassic. Hello, Titanium Cookie Live. Hello. and
Hello.
welcome to Jurassic Park." I'm assuming that's. I mean, obviously it's a Jurassic Park reference, but I meant more. I'm assuming you're saying that to refer to the fact that this is listed as a first playthrough. I should clarify to you, I've played this. I've played this. Matty has not.
Yes, this is my first run.
You like Clorox? Well, I mean, it's a useful product. I think as long as you don't drink it, that's fine.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I would not advise that medically.
Yeah, would not medically advise that you do that.
Unlike previous presidents. Wait, no, you didn't say
Yeah,
drink it, did he?
unlike- Oh, you said injecting it. but
Injected
that's-
it,
that's
yeah.
That's not better.
No, that's not better.
No, bleach outside your body, okay. Bleach in your body, bad.
Yeah.
let's just set it up like that.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
afraid
like-
you've joined us pretty much right as
As we're
ending the
finishing,
stream,
yes.
Titanium Cookie. We've been at this for sort of 3.5 hours,
Yeah, I'm shocked
and
that we had so much content. Holy crap.
and we've just made it to the point at which Sayori has asked whether we'd rather walk home with her or Yuri. But we're going to be playing this more probably over the next week or two, right? To try and finish it out.
Absolutely.
We might be able to do like a midweek stream on this.
I think
There's no
that's
hard-
yeah. I'll have to try and find a day where I can squeeze it in.
Yeah,
but
there's
I
no
should
hard
be able to do
schedule, but
that.
I reckon if we squeeze one in on the weekday and then look to do it again on the weekend, maybe.
Yeah.
Then that'll be good. And the other thing, since you're new to the channel, I at the weekends have been playing through Dark Souls 3. Completely different to this, of course, but we play a variety of games here at Nonsense O'Clock. So if that interests you, you can stop by for some of that too.
We also have the VODs on YouTube if that
Yes, the VODs,
tickles your pickle.
We have a YouTube channel if you want to see VODs. Everything is up there except for one stream of Fortnite that we did to test things for working, and one Dark Souls 3, like the first part of Dark Souls 3, basically, because we hadn't figured out VODs at that point.
But yeah, I find this game pretty like it's pretty quaint. I'm learning a lot about poetry, which I did not see that coming.
Unexpectedly helpful and informative.
Yeah,
right?
genuinely,
Well,
like I am improving my English
Your
lit skills.
English knowledge. I got some really good writing knowledge out of this. Not necessarily everyone knows this, but you know I like to do a bit of writing sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Mostly sort of novelization type stuff and prose type stuff, but I have actually, as a result of playing this game, experimented a little with poetry.
Twenty random words on a sheet of paper.
Yep.
I think Matty means more the advice.
The advice, yeah,
characters
the
give,
advice.
rather than the
Like-
literal act of creation.
The act of your character writing it is just, yeah, we're taking it very much as
Very
like
hilariously,
he's writing it down
big.
as exactly the poem is the 20 words all in a row.
Yeah, like this actual dumbass just walks into the club like,
He just
here you go.
just
Here's some-
gets on the
here's
podium.
20 words.
Vanilla adventure.
And because all
Crimson.
of these girls are romance, or all of them except Monica Rip, are romance possible. They're all just like, wow, it's so good.
Big funny. Big funny.
It's big funny. But yeah, that's the first part of the stream. Should only take, I'm thinking, probably 2 to 3 more to finish the game. Is how I estimate. Given our current rate of progress, I might be wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would be more than like
More than
that.
2. Yeah. That's fair.
Well, more than probably not more than 3 or 4 parts. 3 or 4 more parts. If that
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense.
sure.
But somewhere between, so like 2, 3, or maybe 4 to stretch more parts to finish this off. I think.
Sure.
Cool. Well, there we go.
Well,
All
thanks
right,
for
everyone
tuning in.
For tuning in and for being active in the chat. We really appreciate it. Until next time.
Yes. See you later. Have a good one.
Yeah. Have a good one. Bye.
See ya.